And a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel as we get ready for our sports betting day on Tuesday here. We had a great night of action on Monday in the NBA, NHL, and a abbreviated Major League Baseball slate. And we had a great night, a lot of fun, man. Could you believe some of the results there with the action on Monday night? Thank you for joining me here on the show. We'll go over that action here in just a moment and get you ready for the games here on Tuesday. Of course, we've got 3 games in the NBA to look at, 4 on the ice as the hockey playoffs continue, and a full slate of Major League Baseball here. So full show on Tuesday. Thank you for joining me here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Let's get to some of the action here and let folks come in to the chat and get ready for our previews, but we'll take a look at some of the action here. Some of the winners from last night on Night Moves start in the NBA. As we did see yesterday, the Cleveland Cavaliers able to take down the Toronto Raptors 115-105 as Cleveland gets the win and barely gets the cover there in that one. Great job by the Cavs. However, they get the win. They move to a 2-0 in the series there in that one with 10-point victory. They covered 9.5, line move from 8.5 to 9.5. All the numbers get there for Cleveland. Game total just stays under. The move was to the under from 225 to 221. It just stays under that number there for Cleveland. Hey, I did have a winner with the my prop with Tony's Picks here. I had a 3-pack of props in the action on Monday night, and I had Evan Mobley over his PRA. Man, he crushed it there with a strong game for one of my favorite players, certainly Evan Mobley. I have a long-time friendship with his dad, who was in the same graduating class as me back at Old Helix High School. So I've known the Mobley family a long time. So, hey, playing Evan Mobley there might have been a homer on that one. I'll take credit for that. There, as Evan had a great game, and so did the Cavs with the win and the cover. Also, it was the Atlanta Hawks were rallied back big time there from 14 points down and got it done over the New York Knicks, 107-106. We did have the under as our night moves play here yesterday in the win for the Hawks. CJ McCollum, big hero, the veteran, comes through large in that one. I did have my prop winner with Jalen Johnson under. He was a no-show practically for the first quarter and a half of the game. Did kind of help the Hawks, though, big time there to get back involved in the game, and the Hawks stun the Knicks and get their victory. So makes it an interesting series right there with Atlanta and the Knicks moving forward as the Hawks steal the home court advantage with the road win, 107-106. Like I said, did have the under there, stayed under the 217. And so we had that one here on Night Moves last night. And wrapped it up here just a short time ago with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They rallied from a 19-point deficit in that one behind Edwards and company. Man, the Timberwolves look strong in that one. We did have the over here on Night Move, so a 2-1 effort for me here on the show last night, as the game did go over in the 119-114 victory for Minnesota. Another road team grabbing home court advantage, and the Nuggets there just couldn't find the hoop, and Rudy Gobert did an excellent job there on Nikola Jokic at the end of the game. Give him a lot of credit for stopping Jokic down low there into several missed shots that forced the ball back over to Minnesota. And they were able to hold off the Nuggets and get the big victory there to swing things in their favor in the Western Conference. So that's a look at the NBA. How did you do with your NBA picks here? We'll have the action coming up here on Tuesday. Philly and Boston, Portland and San Antonio, Houston and the Lakers. Will preview those games and try to keep the winning going here on Night Moves. All right, over in the National Hockey League on Monday night, man, there was some games, huh? How about the Philadelphia Flyers? Yeah, we had them here straight up, a big underdog winner over Pittsburgh as the Flyers look good defensively, especially able to get 3 goals there, just a consistent victory. And Pittsburgh held down, could not light the lamp as Philadelphia wins it 3-0, was scoreless after a period, and Philadelphia gets that win. We had them here on Night Moves as an underdog, so Flyers up 2-0, in control of the series after beating their Keystone rivals on the road for the second straight time in the series. Big time advantage right now for the Flyers. Not only that, this road streak, I think the Flyers, look, you've got the Flyers, you've got the Sabres, you've got the Hurricanes that we'll talk about in just a moment. Man, the Eastern Conference is going to have some fun here in the NHL playoffs. You got to put Philadelphia in the group right now, the way they're playing, especially on the road here. The Flyers are making noise and making waves right now in the Eastern Conference. That is undoubtedly the case. All right, also it was Carolina 3-2 over the Ottawa Senators in double overtime there. We laid the puck line there with Carolina. Now I did give out the under on Night Move. What was this? Gave out the under on the drive-through. I just said on the show, too many shows. Gave out the under on the drive-through yesterday. Hopefully you guys are tuning into the drive-through at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. The drive-through is back, one of the best shows you've ever seen here on the sports betting YouTube, a long-standing series, long before some of the other shows that have popped up over the years, including this one, including my shows, the drive-through, legendary, and so proud to be on that show. It's over on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel, so make sure you're checking that out at 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific daily. You've got the handicappers over there from the legendary Pick Dogs team, and our crew here at Tony's Picks makes for a great show. You usually got about anywhere from 5, 7, 10 picks on the show in just a 1-hour format right before all the games start. So check out Tony T hosting the drive-through, and I gave out the under there. It was a little bit dicey because it was 2-2 there after 2 periods, but a great defense by both teams through the third and into the first overtime. No one could score, and Carolina got that big game winner there. 3-2 makes a big difference. Martinook had the goal there, lifting the Canes after that. Remember the goal overturn? That was a key moment there in that game, and the Carolina Hurricanes are able to get Martinook got the game winner there in that one. Also NHL, it was Dallas clubbing Minnesota, getting back on the beam here with a 4-2 victory. We had the Dallas Stars on Night Moves here yesterday, and I said you got to come back with Dallas here. Good job by Minnesota. They've got the one game on the road to get that home ice advantage, but Dallas did come through with flying colors to get the win 4-2 yesterday and give us a winner here on Night Moves, but turned out could not produce a winning day here for me on the show on Night Moves, as I had the Oilers on the puck line over Anaheim. They did get the win 4-3. We did say it would probably be a game that could be 3-3 and end up 4-3, and that's indeed was the case. But I did go with the puck line in that one, figuring with Draisaitl back, and great job by the Oilers to get that win 4-3. That was game one of the series in the Western Conference Pacific Division foes there. So Edmonton, that's the only series that is only on one game so far, as the Oilers were able to knock off the Ducks. Let me hear who you had in the hockey playoffs on Monday night. All right, let's go over Major League Baseball with our Night Moves winners here yesterday, including the Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals. We did have the over in that one, as Braves clobbered the Nationals 9-4 behind Bryce Elder. They were able to cover their the run line as well, but we did have the over as our pick here on Night Moves yesterday. Also, Night Moves winner with the Chicago Cubs at home against the Phillies. As Phillies continue to struggle here, 5-1. Colin Ray and the Cubs shutting down that Phillies offense again. We had the Cubs here on Night Moves last night. Also, did have a Night Moves winner here yesterday uh, with, or I'm sorry, a premium pick winner yesterday with the Toronto Blue Jays on the road against the LA Angels in a 5-2 victory. Dylan Cease led the Blue Jays there. You knew you could count on your ace to get it done, and the Jays really handled the Angels there easily, 5-2, getting a much needed win on the road, beating Detmers there, and it was the Blue Jays getting that win. Some other finals from the action here on Monday included the Miami Marlins beating St. Louis 5-3 behind Meyer. They get the win over the Cardinals. Also was the Dodgers handling it over the Rockies 12-3. Edwin Diaz hits the injured list for the Dodgers. Not great news there. He's got kind of some bone fragments or something in his arm, they said. So that sounds serious. We'll see if Diaz can work his way back from that injury, but it doesn't sound great. Dodgers might be in the market for a closer this season now after that news. They've got certainly enough pitching depth to handle the situation for now, but they might need to add a true dominating closer if they want to keep up at least with the Padres in that category. Also, it was Patriots Day in Boston. We saw the Boston Marathon yesterday, and also we saw the Boston Red Sox in the game against the Detroit Tigers, and Boston came through 8-6. What a wild one there late. It started, relatively modest there, 2-2, heading into the sixth inning, and then Boston gets 3 in the seventh, 2 in the eighth to take an 8-3 lead, and then Detroit threatened there in the ninth inning, picking up 3 runs, but it was Boston winning it on Patriots Day, 8-6. Also, we saw a couple other finals here. It was Houston dominating over Cleveland. Slade Ciccone got rocked early. The Astros were banging the ball off the wall there in Cleveland and taking it deep as well in a 9-2 win there yesterday. Also, Baltimore and Kansas City in 12 innings. It was Baltimore winning 7-5. This one looked like it was going to be a sure under. It was 1-1 after 9 innings. It was still 2-2 after 11 innings. But the 12th inning, 5 runs for the Orioles, 3 runs for the Royals. That's a bad beat if you had the under there in that one, as the Orioles win it 7-5 in 12 innings. It got a little wild in there for sure. And then also saw the A's win on the road again over Seattle. Seattle continues to struggle here right now. A's win it, getting 2 Hancock in that one. It was actually late runs, though, that did it for the A's. 2 in the sixth, 3 in the eighth, and the A's beat Seattle 6-4. Yesterday, also one interleague game as the Reds were able to win on the road over Tampa Bay by the score of 6-1 there in that one with Louder and the Reds with a good effort. Okay, let's say hello to the folks in the chat and get ready to go here. I want to see who's going to join me here on Night Moves. We'll get ready for this action here. We'll be here a while, and we got some games to talk about, and I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Here's how the show works. I just kind of talk about the games, give a little preview, give some picks, some stats, and then I look to the chat and see what the chat pros have to say about it. It's a great way to get the pulse of the betting public and the experts here. Let's see who's joining me on Night Moves tonight. It's going to be James Kelly here ready to go, and Larry here. And look, Scooby's watching me here. Maybe even I get a little, when it's time to go to bed finally. I probably watch too many of those dog videos where they see the dogs on TV and they think it's real life. And Mr. Wesker's loving those Timberwolves here. And Timmy Two Shoes is joining us here tonight as well. Good to see Timmy in there, ready to go. And let's see who else is joining us. Cal Dog, hello to Cal Dog here today. He's going to give us some picks as well. And I want to say thank you to James Kelly here today. Look at James giving us the dono and the Cubs there yesterday. We said take the Cubs in that one right over the Philadelphia Phillies. Colin Ray did a good job. So thank you to James supporting the channel here on the Tony's Picks YouTube network. All right. I'm pretty much ready to go. I don't know if we have any other real, true, earth-shattering headlines here. Wemby, obviously, that was a big one, getting the Defensive Player of the Year. In fact, it was the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. That's how dominant Wemby was this season. Really, if you look back at the history of the award, this is the biggest margin. Now, it could have been we didn't really have other dominating defenders, but I think more so Wemby, obviously a generational talent. One other piece of news, the PGA Tour will not be going to Hawaii next year. They've scratched both Hawaii events from the 27 schedule. They're just, between the I'll just say the natural disasters that they've had over there. I wouldn't say it's, obviously, when I say disaster, the torrential weather that they've had down there that's really making things difficult for the courses, the tour, everything in general. To get a solid event off in there in Hawaii was kind of given as a little bit of the reasoning here. And you know what? I mean, you got to carry your own. You've got to have a good support system for those tournaments. You got to contribute and participate in some of the PGA programs as well. It's just not able to get it going down there in Hawaii for next year. I don't want to make too much of it there, any controversy. It is a little bit unfortunate, though, because Hawaii has always been such a historical stop to the early part of the season. They'll just have to find other events here. Also, UConn reported that Solo Ball will be out for the entire season next year. We'll see if he even sticks around at UConn. He might, if they're going to keep him around, but Ball out next year for UConn. All right, I think we can get ready now. I think we've got enough support here in the chat. Got a couple dozen of you here right now ready to go on Night Moves. So we'll cast Monday aside and get ready to go here on Tuesday with some great playoff action here for the night. And let's get into it here right now with our playoff games. Let's go to the NBA and get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready. It's time to get to the previews for Tuesday night. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, boy. We got to go over to Tony'sPicks.com. I can't not go. Tony puts me on the air here. We got to promo the site. That's what we do. It's not about me. It's about talking about our website, Tony'sPicks.com, where you can get our premium picks, every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Absolutely our best picks every day are at Tony's Picks. You see me on some other shows, some other channels here, but just know that these are my best bets right here. I'm not making picks left and right. I mean, I'd love to talk sports and love to talk about every game. And hey, it's my commitment to the craft to try to go over every game, give a pick for better or worse. But where I start is right here at Tony'sPicks.com. This is where you get my top plays, my boutique plays, my best bets. These are the ones you want to go hard on here every day. I said it every day over at Tony'sPicks.com. So let's go over to and see who's hot. Here we go with the there we go. Yep, they got it there. The top guys on the board. Let's see who it was. It was Nick Lagaretos. He goes 4-0 on the day. He is a basketball expert from Greece after all, and he went undefeated here, and he's up 4 units on the day. Stephen Duncan 3-0. Look at our hot cappers here On Monday, Stephen Duncan there, 3-0. Kevin Thomas goes 3-0 as well. Tom Regard continues to produce the winners here with a 5-3 day. Damian Sosh up there, 3-1. Brian Bittler goes 2-1 yesterday. Mills Young won his only play. Al Ninos won his only play. Rod Zawacki in the green. Shane Mickle in the green. The VIP account in the green. Chris Adkins hit a little dog in there as well last 7 days. Look at Jorge Gonzalez, my man from Las Vegas here, 8-0 over the last 7 days. You can't do any better than that. 8 3/4 units of profit. Tom Regard is showing he belongs, and he is hot with 6 units of profit. Stephen Duncan up nearly 6 units of profit. Kevin Thomas up over 5 units of profit over the last 7 days. Solo Malone up over 4.5 units of profit. Damian Sosh, 4.5 units of profit. Al Ninos up nearly 3.5 units of profit. The VIP account up nearly 3 units of profit. Shane Mickle up over almost 2.5 units of profit there. Hollywood Sam, David Racy, I'm in the green in there. Double Shooty as well. Nick Lagaretto, Mills Young, and Chris Atkins. The roster's running deep over the last week here as we got 16 cappers showing a profit from our roster last 30 days. Dick Lagaretto, 17.5 units of profit here. Double Shooty up 11 units. Ron Hahn up nearly 8.5 units of profit. David Racy, 8.25 units of profits. Tony T up nearly 8 units of profit. Jorge Gonzalez up 7 units. VIP account up over 5 3/4 units of profit. Shane Mickle up 4 units. Al Ninos up nearly 4 units. Damian Sosh up 3.5 units of profit over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can click the Premium Picks tab and scroll down. You'll find all the handicappers that have picks locked and loaded, ready to go here for the action on Tuesday, including Al Ninos with his MLB Tuesday Grand Slam. That's his top play in Major League Baseball here on Tuesday. Also, David Racy's got his Tuesday MLB base hit. That's his best play on the diamond here. Also, Tony T's got his 3-pack on the chop block here for Tuesday. His best plays over there. Double Shooty's got his 3 best in the NBA as well here on Tuesday night. Shane Mickle's got his NBA best bet up there and ready to go as well. And we've got other top plays from the cappers. Ron Crawford got his MLB play on the diamond Tuesday night guarantee there. And why not ride with me here for a 3-day all sports premium pass over at Tony's Picks? Get plays from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You know, I'll be firing here for the action on Tuesday night. Take a look at my record here. Some winners for sure here with me on Tuesday. Let's take a look at my top plays. You can click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up over here at Tony's Picks. Take a look at my games here from Monday night. Had a took Joker over on his props. He got cold there late, couldn't get it going there in the 4th quarter, ended up short, but I had the Blue Jays here with a win over the Angels as a premium pick. There's my Jalen Johnson winner here. I said I have the under with Johnson in this matchup. I think the Hawks were going to be in for a rugged game offensively. Maybe they were, but they got the job. They played the defense, I think, is what went on there. And there I had Mobley as well over his 28.5 PRA. I said one of his best games of the season came against Toronto when he had 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. So there were my plays there. Did have a push in soccer and a scoreless draw. So ended up with a 3-2 night there. So we'll try to get a little bit better performance. That was still over 500, but we'll try to hit it up here on Tuesday night. Okay, that's a look at Tony'sPicks.com. Thank you for listening to that. Let's get ready now. We can go to the action here. Who else showed up here in the chat there as I bought a little more time? Here, Greg is here today. He says, great day in hockey there. Also, let's see, anybody else? Cal Dog, that bad. There's the bad beat. Someone had to have it there, right? All right, and also Greg up there Let's see. Anybody else? I think I'm ready to go. Okay, thanks, you guys. Let's get ready to go here now. We're going to start it off in the one more. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout to save 15% off the daily premium packages. Those are the daily packages, the 3-pack, 5-packs, daily discount best bets. Use that promo code Tony T at checkout and tell them Ramon sent you. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay. The Philadelphia 76ers are at the Boston Celtics here, game 2, Eastern Conference. First round with the Celtics favored here by 14 here in this one. Maybe some 13 and a halves out there right now. Maybe just a subtle move here to the Sixers here. We still know Joel Embiid with that appendicitis. Don't know what we're going to get here yet from Embiid. We're hoping to get him back here before the end of the series. You'd like to have him involved and participating here, especially this is game 2. If you're going to have any game where maybe the Sixers can get a little bit of bounce back here, they're getting 14 points in this one, but man, Boston was able to crush them there 123-91 in game 1. When you're beating someone, basically by over 30 points in that first game, you're favored here also by by all these 14 points. And what can you really do with this one here? What do you guys think here? Let me know what you have in the chat. We'll get ready to go here on Night Moves. Let me give you some of my trends and tidbits here for this one between the Sixers and the Celtics here. The Celtics did win the last regular season meeting as well back on March 1st, 114-98 at home, as they were able to cover 9 points in that one. Philadelphia did get a home win back in November, 102-100 as a short dog in that one. But this is supposed to be kind of the bounce back spot for the Sixers, but it just feels like without Embiid in there, a lot of people have said, and I've said it before as well here, people say, oh, without Embiid, they've been just fine. They've played well without him. Yeah, they've played well without him against teams that they can beat. But when it comes to playing teams that are better than them, that's when the Sixers have had trouble kind of keeping pace with Boston here. So I don't know. This is certainly a rivalry series. You got division rivals in here. So yes, this is game 2, and in the playoffs, this is supposed to be kind of the spot, especially with the familiarity of the teams, that you're supposed to have the bounce back available. At least get the money here, right? But I'm not sure I can do it right now. I just have to take another blowout for me here. I'm going to go with another blowout right here. I mean, Boston's been just terrific, both offensively and defensively. It's not just about this particular series, it feels like, against the Philadelphia 76ers overall. It just seems like they've been really playing well since Tatum came back, after missing the entire season so far. There was, talk that he wouldn't even make it back, but you just felt like he would here. Now they're in peak form with a 7-1 straight up and spread cover here of late, and they've dominated this matchup as well. Philadelphia just 3-9 straight up in their last 12 head-to-head matchups. The Celtics' defensive profile of allowing just 107 points per game, it has to be the separator here. I mean, it's really, you saw Philly only managed 91 in this one and 98 in a regular season meeting in the last 2 meetings against the Boston Celtics. And they also, basically not even averaging 100 points in the last 4 games against the Celtics here. So I feel like I've got to take a blowout in this one. Again, Philly's offense is stalled right now, and they're struggling to cover 2-5 against the spread in their last 7. And against Boston's half-court defense, it becomes even more magnified. So the number is big, but Boston's consistently created margin victories here at home this season. They were pretty strong home favorite for sure, and I've got to take them here. I'm going to take another blowout right now as the Celtics can kind of take advantage here of the Sixers. It's just too bad. You might think Embiid is a little bit soft or whatever you want to say about him, and obviously he's got his own share of other physical problems. Not to mention, this current situation, which is was. Unpreventable. Obviously, it's not like a knee injury or something like that. Just unfortunate timing here for Boston. I think they'll hold down Philly big time here. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. This is the bounce back spot. I mean, I don't blame anybody who says this is the spot to at least get the money here, but I just can't do it. The chat comes in with their picks here right now, and let's see what we've got. Cal Dog likes the over here in this one. Mr. Weskers can't lay it. Paul George not looking great here right now, he says. And Timmy says if Embiid was in, the Celtics would probably still crush him here. It's kind of that philosophy of is he really worth even his weight here? Timmy's going to lay it with Boston, not even going to think twice. He's with me here. And Mr. Wesker says the Sixers will probably get swept here. Timmy says Boston team total over. Greg says stick a fork in them for Philly here. Still, they could have a strong effort. 14 points. That's what we deal with here on our sports betting live. So Oubre got to get going, says Timmy. Larry says Celtics spread. Celtics blowout here. You guys are with me in this one. I'm going to try one more time here. A blowout here. Look, Philly's going to go home. Get a couple more chances at these guys, and Boston's going to be favored big. That probably can be a spot maybe where we can look, not looking ahead like that right now, but let's just say the Celtics get off to a pretty good start at home in this series. Then maybe Philly can wake up at home a little bit and take advantage of a overconfident Boston team. I don't know if they'll get overconfident, but okay, you guys, that's enough from your picks. Okay, we're going to move on here to the next one. Portland Trailblazers, San Antonio Spurs, NBA action here for Tuesday, Game 2. The Spurs leading here 1-0 after that first game there. The Spurs were able to get the win, 111-98. They covered the spread by a half a point in that one. It did go under in that game as the Spurs were able to pretty much control and handle the Trailblazers there in that one. For the San Antonio Spurs here now, they've won 15 of their last 17 games, coming in 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. Portland's been pretty good here of late. You got to give them a lot of credit for what they've done this season. They've won 11 of their last 16 overall, coming in 8-4 against the spread in their last 12. Now they are 3-6 against the spread their last 9 games against San Antonio here, but they did have a win against the Spurs this season in San Antonio back in January, 115-110. There. So, yeah, they lost 3 of the 4 meetings here so far between the teams, but they did taste victory on the road. That gives them a little bit of credit there. In fact, they were 8-point dogs in that one. So, look, they ended up not being able to get the money in that last game. It was 12.5. Here, the spread's a little bit lower. It looks like bookmakers and bettors are expecting Portland to be a little bit closer, it looks like, here tonight, according to the spread anyway in this one. I don't blame them here. I think that Portland has played well enough. Now, look, San Antonio's won 17 of their last 19 games at home here coming into this one. And, man, they've been averaging a lot of points here as well. But, look, they only went to 209 there in that first game. San Antonio and Portland have gone under in 5 of their last 6 meetings. Portland's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall coming into this one. So, look, if Portland's going to steal a game, this feels like the one, right? You're always talking about the zigzag here a little bit. I feel like this one maybe has a chance at that, at least cover wise. I don't know about beating this San Antonio team in the obviously with Wemby getting that award that doesn't affect the handicap, but we know what makes San Antonio so special is Wemby's presence here, making life difficult. And Portland's shooting is got to be a major problem here. It feels like right now they've kind of struggled here a little bit, and also struggle on the road in situations like this. Now, I do think that. The reflection of the line move here from 12 and a half to 11 does indicate that Portland does compete here a little bit better than last one. Look, they almost got the money, but I'm going to end up here taking the under in this one. I think both teams trending under here, as we mentioned. San Antonio controlling that game flow at home. They don't need to push the pace, and that's the way they're going to play it for sure. Portland has also been in lower scoring games. We mentioned their recent trend of 3-7 of the under in their last 10. And then once San Antonio builds a lead, this is going to slow into a controlled uh, uh, flow, if you will, for San Antonio. They're just a machine right now, and Portland's live enough from letting this get out of hand. But what's going to have to happen is they're going to have to, play a controlled game and not get into any kind of up and down situation here. The Spurs, obviously, the better team and should win, but the back door could be a real risk. Look, we saw two teams come back from massive deficits tonight here in the playoffs, and to me, the way Portland did play, I don't even want to say that they're better than a couple of those teams that fought back. They're probably not. They're obviously one of the lower ranked teams left here in the postseason, but maybe they stay in this one. I'm going to take the under, though. I think that feels like the better situation here with me. They're getting some nice play overall. Scoot Henderson's been pretty good. Of course, Denny Avila is no doubt a top tier player in this league. He might be one of the most underrated stars in the league right now. And Drew Holiday also in there. Klingen's been as good as he can be against Wemby. So I'm going to take the under in this one as my play here on Night Moves. Let's go to the chat here. We've got a couple dozen comments here maybe from this game, and we'll see what we got. All right, first off, we're going to start it here with Larry. Says Spurs spread and the over in this one. Larry's going over here. I want to say hello to Stephen Downey joining us here in the chat, of course. There, thank you, Stephen. And also here, Mr. Weskers is on the Blazers all day in this one. Larry did go with the under. Okay, I think he typed that in before I went. He's not just jumping on with me. He did type it in there before I said anything. But Greg is going over here. And Cal Dog is liking the Spurs here, but he does think it probably is a little bit too high. He feels confident enough that he can maybe take it down here a little bit, maybe to under, maybe single digits for Cal Dog. He'd feel better taking the Spurs right there. Timmy says the Spurs have got to hit more jumpers, and he's going to take Klingen to hit a couple of threes. Timmy says Kamara, Sharp, and Holiday have got to be hitting it here. I want to say this, hello to Soundman here. He likes the Spurs to be able to cover this one. He likes them to win by 15 here. And I think that is going to do it from the chat. Pros in this one. Mr. Weskers does say the Spurs are a young team here laying double digits, and that a little bit tough, maybe not quite the experience level that you want to see from a team here. Obviously, you got some good bet, De'Aaron Fox, obviously a good veteran, but, Castle, Vassell, and Champagne here, young guys still trying. I mean, look, the Spurs haven't, I don't want to say it like this, they haven't done anything yet, right? Wemby has not accomplished team-wise what you're expecting from them. Look, they're going to be great here for years to come, man. Wouldn't you like to be a Spurs fan? You think of you think of how they transitioned. Remember when they had David Robinson early on in their championship years with Pop, and able to add the great players that then come right back with a guy like Tim Duncan as well, and then you add the great shooters that they had and the great complementary players, and then all of a sudden, yeah, sure, it went down here for a few years. Pop has to retire. They said that we've got a big kick, a big push when Pop came there. Did you see him the other day walking in, talking to some guys? And look, Pop's obviously not doing that great physically, but he's such a legend, and they said they really got a charge out of seeing him there before game one. And I'm going to take the under here in this one. Hello to Shaq in the chat. Shaq. All right. I remember that Shaq. Remember the Shaft, and they had this was early in Shaq's career, but remember the song Shaft? Everybody knows the song Shaft. Who am I kidding? But remember they had "Who's the man that can dunk over any man?" Shaq. Kazam, right? Shaq also, now maybe with the money, is Castle there? Check the injury. Yeah, let me get that injury report up here right now. I think we're looking good though on that. That's what you mean. Okay, let's go to the last one here right now, and don't forget Manu Ginobili, right? Remember he had the Ron Popeil hair. Can you dig it? Okay, let's keep it going here right now. Let's go out to the West Coast for our third game here with the Rockets taking on the Lakers. And the Rockets will be favored again. Notice it's 5.5. I only say that like that because remember when KD was ruled out of the game, it moved from 5.5 to 2.5. We were already on the Lakers, before that, and we'd been, there was talk that KD might not be 100% and miss that game. He's still questionable. It's a deep bone contusion, and that makes it, painful to even, get going. So we'll see. It does feel like KD is trending to playing here, but you saw him on the bench. You don't want to miss a playoff game. I mean, there's no doubt if you're missing a game one of a playoffs, you're hurt. You're not going to sit out, especially when they're favored, but now they're down in this series. The Lakers have used that home court advantage to their advantage, and well, yeah, you got Luka, not expected to go. I think it's been pretty widely considered that Game 3 would probably be the target day for Luka to return to the Lakers lineup. And no Reeves, that's probably for sure here. I only say Reeves probably for sure because I guess there is some chance that Luka could make his way. There's no indication yet, but remember I said when just the fact that he was back from his rehab in Switzerland that I thought he would come back for game one. I was really just pulling that one out of a hat. But again, as you move closer, I would wait for the official word, not wait to make the play if you want to take advantage of the right spread here. Obviously, if Luka was ruled in, it moved big time. But look, I'm probably the only one talking like this here, actually. It was a great job by LeBron. It wasn't overwhelming in the game. It was just super doing everything there. It wasn't a big-time scoring threat, but he had all the contributions. Look, the Lakers still, it does feel like, everyone wants to rush to try to bury him if anything goes wrong, but the Lakers have had a pretty good season, and there's something to the combination when Luka and LeBron are on the court together. When you got two superstars, it's going to make any team better. They're probably not good enough to go, into a deep run here, but hey, they're getting the points again in this one against Houston. And look, this is the closer series. So if you want to zigzag here in this one, this is the one you would do at Houston here to come on back. You get KD in the lineup, and maybe they should do it, but I'm not sure I can lay it here right now. Yes, can Houston win? And maybe they do. Maybe they do get the win, but to win and pulling away here, supposedly the better team. When I listen to the talking heads, the way they describe this game is Houston's the better team. Well, if they're the better team, how come they didn't have a home court advantage against these guys? Okay, maybe at the end of the season, they were one of the better teams going all around. I mean, we were able to cash several times on Houston. And look, I'm not going to tell you the Lakers are a better team without Luka in the lineup and Reeves. I mean, that's the other thing you're talking about. Really, your two of your three best players overall out of this game. So let's see how you have it here with Houston and the Lakers in this one. And I'll go to the chat here and see what you guys have with these two. But in the meantime, Houston just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games against the Lakers. That's when maybe the teams were at full strength. But again, KD didn't, he missed last game. So Houston's lost 5 of their last 6 against the Lakers overall. Now Houston still has won 9 of their last 11 coming in. The Lakers have won 16 of their last 20, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Overall, Lakers have gone under in 5 straight right now, but this total just continues to plummet down to 207. And, I get it, especially what we saw after last game at 205 here. But KD is going to be back in. I mean, it's got to step up the scoring a little bit here. Even if I did win on the under in that first game, hey, I was Lakers and under in that first game, so I had the handle on this series. But I think we're getting a little bit too scary here. It does seem like, especially at the late flow of the game, it was getting dicey there, even in that last one for me there, sweating the under. Here. So let's see, though, what you got. Lakers have gone under in 4 of the last 6 games against Houston, but Houston has gone over in 6 of their last 8 coming in. Now, the line doesn't match the current form or matchup history, but we know the backstory here with the Lakers' injuries and the fact that KD could be back in this game. So let's see what you want to do here. Houston laying points on the road against the surging Lakers here still. I mean, that doesn't sound like a fade spot. That sounds like a zigzag that you can probably take Houston, but I don't want to do it. I think the Lakers are still overlooked here, but I'll probably go to the total. Let's see what you guys have here. I mean, the Lakers are battling, dragging them into these low-scoring half-court battles. Don't you think if it goes under 207 that kind of favors the Lakers a little bit? Let's see what you have in the chat. This is the last game of the NBA card here. Okay, here we go. Timmy likes Sengun to keep it rolling here right now and go over 19.5. What a, talk about how good Houston's team is and talk about overlooking players, right? I mean, Alperen Sengun. Although Timmy says he was playing like a fool the other night. All right, and Larry says he is going to go over. I think so. It says, let's see, Lakers versus Rockets over. Play it safe with the KD injury. Yeah, well, I kind of want to go over because I expect KD in the game. Don't want to say that he's obviously is not the same offensive player as he was back in his prime, if you will, but Mr. Westwood's just going to keep fading the Rockets right now. He doesn't care. And Mr. Westwood, I think Sengun kind of plays space-headed all season long, I think is what he's saying there. Cal Dog likes the Lakers with the points. If the Rockets win, maybe they'll win it by just a point or two. Make it, we're starting to see some exciting games because of these underdogs there, right? I mean, they talk about that Hawks and Knicks and the drama there late in the game there in that one. And then the same thing there with the Wolves and the Nuggets, even though that was a 5-point spread, that was really dramatic late. And the Wolves did the job, man, defensively there on Jokic. That's why I lost my prop there. I was trying to get that 3-0 prop back. Jimmy says the Rockets kind of go down collectively for some reason, and you can see why KD went there. Also, here, Houston money line. James says Houston money line. He likes Houston now on the series price. He said, hey, Lakers get a game if you're going to take Houston, right, to win the series. It'd be the best time to do it. Might be right now. Lakers in the points for Mad Sushi Maker here today. Gonna get some sashimi there. Gonna get some tuna. Let's do it, Sushi Maker. And also, I mean, a lot of, let's see here. That might be it. You guys are still celebrating. It's 421 now, guys. Okay. And Timmy says Sengun not taking the charges like he was last year. Okay, I think that's it from this one, you guys. I'm gonna take the over in this one here with Houston and the Lakers. Look, I do expect it to be a low scoring game, but I'm gonna think that it sneaks over here right now at 207. If anything, the move is reflected here. It was opening here 205 and a half, and we're up to 207. And I have a feeling that it's going to be very similar to like the last game where it gets to the number and then just gets over it. I don't think it's going to be a 220 pointer, but I do think it's going to be like at least 210 here, and it gets over the total. KD plays and contributes, and I'm not saying I'm a KD fade. If any, I don't know. Maybe I'm kind of like, hey, go ahead and play, KD. We want you in there because you'll blow it or something here, and then Lakers can get the cover. I'm pulling for the Lake Show. Come on. But and I'm pulling for him in this game. I think I'm going to be on him here. But my play here on the show is going to be over with Houston and the Lakers. Hey, Kendrick Molo's in the chat there. Hello, Kendrick. Good to see Kendrick here. He's stuck on those good vibes. All right, that's it for the NBA, man. Take advantage now while we got at least 3 games going, because before you know it, we're going to be down to 8 teams. All right, going to move next to the ice, and man, it's been here. I hear even maybe Mr. Wesker's, all those non-hockey guys playing some playoff. There are a lot of people sit out the regular season and then they go to the regular season because it is a different product altogether. It is an exciting product, the NHL playoffs, especially got those tie games in the third period and the up and down action. It's a very, very aesthetically pleasing sport as well. All right, let's get into it with you guys right now and talk 4-game card here on Tuesday night, and what a series it's been so far for my Montreal Canadiens. Oh my goodness, man, they're really looking great here right now. They won that first game. Dare I say, they dominated. Well, it was 4-3, but man, I'll take it as Montreal got the win in overtime there. It was a close game all the way up, obviously, in that first one. But man, for Montreal, the score for us, we had them as an underdog, as plus $1.50 or so in that first game. So I was happy with Montreal. And look, these teams finished with the same exact number of points. I don't want to just should I just rewind the preview there from the other night? These two finished with the same exact number of points in the regular season, 106 points in the Atlantic Division, yet they're pricing Tampa Bay like the Canadians were playing 500 puck this season, and the Canadians were well better than that. And now, okay, the Canadians got their 1 win, so it might be tough. Again, you're supposed to you're supposed to bet, right? Is judge the price and then just play the price. It's kind of hard if you do like Tampa Bay to get one here. It's still tough to lay $1.85 no matter how you look at it, because that just seems like we're basing it on the Tampa Bay of the past. Now look, Tampa Bay had double the goal differential of Montreal this year. Maybe there's a little bit of difference still in the clubs, but this has been a whirlwind season. And as someone who follows the Canadians closely, I mean, they've been slowly getting better. It seems like it took 5 years to get to this point. But they were rewarded here, and they won 3 straight against uh, Tampa Bay Lightning here this season. Not only game 1, but they won in Montreal just uh, 12 days ago, 2-1. They also won in Tampa back on just March 31st. So basically, they're 3-0 here against Tampa Bay in the last 3 weeks. 3 consecutive wins over the Lightning here. So it's going to be hard. I got to find my way off of a total here, maybe, so I don't get carried away taking Montreal again, because I just couldn't take Tampa Bay no matter how due they are or how good they are to win this game and maybe even up this series, because $1.85 just does not make any sense. And I'm even seeing $1.90 here at some of the books. So let's see how you have it here in this one. Total, is it 6 under 20? I don't think it's 6 under 20. I thought it's yeah, it is. Well, 6 under 15 maybe. We'll call 6 under 20 because it does feel like it. But these teams are not necessarily under teams this season. These are kind of over teams, especially. You look at the overall, and now this is the playoffs, so obviously we've seen, but not all the games are going under. Come on. All right, let's see what you guys have, though, here in this one. Canadians and the Lightning here in game number 2. Montreal's won 12 of their last 15 coming in. They've won 7 of their last 8 on the road. Tampa still won 13 of the last 20 games. That's including those 3 straight wins by Montreal, but Tampa's lost 5 of their last 7 coming in. They've won 13 of their last 20 at home. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and 6 of the last 7 in Tampa Bay have gone over, and 9 of the last 12 meetings overall have gone over. Now it's the playoffs, so maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. It does feel like this is supposed to be a much closer to the best game is what it feels like here. So, oh man, it's gone down far enough, but we could see 3-3 here again. But it's almost like I want to take under 6.5, but under 6.5 right now, I believe, is really juiced up. It might even be more than $1.50 at this point if it's 6 under 15. Obviously, let me go to the chat and see if you guys can help me here. Definitely a little bit torn in this because I just cannot support Tampa Bay at this price, and they're going to have to really try to shut down Montreal here. Okay, here we go. We'll go to the chat in this one. I don't want to say Tampa's trending in the opposite direction because just because they've lost 5 of their last 7, they were competing. It wasn't like they were complacent and, hey, we're in the playoffs. They were competing to try to, get the best seeding possible against the Canadians and the Sabres, of course. And the Sabres just kept winning. So Tampa does have the historical edge, but right now the current form and road confidence makes Montreal very, very sharp here right now. And you know what? The puck line is almost out of control at a minus $1.65 here. So let me just see what you guys got. Can Montreal do it again and win? They might. Here we go. What does the chat say here in this one? Uh-oh. Okay. Scrolling back here a little bit. Thank you. James says the Canadians are kind of a sleeper team right now. Nobody's really they're starting to get attention, that's for sure. Richie Rich is here. He says Montreal, hey, how about over 23.5 shots on goal? That looks low. Thank you, Richie Rich. Good prop there. Larry does like it under here. I do like the move is clearly to the under here right now, and that has me a little bit like. Look at this. Like I said, you look at the series, you look at the two teams, you'd probably go, let me take the over here in this one. But like I said, solid chance it's 3-3, but this game, game two here with a road team winning game one, and it's supposed. I think in the back of my mind, it's supposed to go under. It's supposed to go under here. Montreal was 46-37 to the over this season, and the Lightning did trend slightly over as well here. This matchup, though, consistently produces offense no matter how you look at it. It's just a matter of, here in the playoffs, is that going to be the case again? So, or the case otherwise. Okay, Timmy says he likes Tampa in regulation. They did retaliate like Dallas did, but Dallas was, I think here's the only thing. I'm not arguing it with Timmy. Dallas was $1.35, right? $1.40 tonight. Tampa's $1.85 here. Cal likes Tampa on the puck line to get it back big time. And I'm so popular, I got ads playing left and right here. Should say Tony's channel so popular. And what ads are coming up? How's your cookies looking, right? My ads come up. I'd hate to tell. I wouldn't want to tell you what my ads come up. But when the YouTube does ask you, when it prompts you, if you're not a YouTube Plus subscriber, at least you can kind of control your ads a little bit. I just look for the products I like, just in case I get stuck on an ad. All right, anybody cookie? I'm a cookie monster. All right, Timmy says 2 chicken to lay the Tampa Bay puck line, but in regulation we'll get the price down. Greg says Canadians love their hockey. They do. Tough to be a Montreal fan. They used to be so dominant. Like I've said the story before. I've always liked the Canadians because when I was a kid, they were the best team. They were the winning team, right? In my prime years of, hey, I like sports. I'm a little kid. So you go to winners. That's what you do. You like winners when you're a kid. I think that's okay. Canadians look better than they did last. Oh, do they ever? They look so much better here. And okay. Tim says Tampa gets it done. They're a veteran bunch. Go to Cooch. Look for Cooch to go off here. And if Tampa loses, it's over. Cal Dog, I'm on it. Give me the Lightning. I mean, give me the Canadians. I'm on Montreal here. I guess I'll have to take him on the money line in this one. $1.65. I don't want to do that on the show. I'm going to take Montreal to win again and go up 2-0 in this one. They're looking so good right now. And Cal Dog says they're kind of the kryptonite. And the other night, I made some cookies after the show. You guys, I made some cookies after Night Moves. I made some chocolate chip cookies, and guess what happened? I fell asleep, and the cookies were burned. I woke up, but it was too late. The cookies were probably could have started a fire if I wouldn't have woke up there. No, I don't know about Cal. I would tell you if I did, Cal Dog. I would tell you if I did get those ads. All right. Let's see. Timmy says looking forward when we get back to Montreal here. Yeah, when they get the sweepage. All right. I'm going to take them one more time. And again, I don't want to say just a price play. That's very unfair for a YouTube capper to say, but I just couldn't. $1.85 makes no sense to me. Two teams finished with the same exact number of points this season. I did give the caveat the Lightning did have double the point differential this year than Montreal. I think Lightning were plus 45 or 50, and the Canadians, were plus 25 or so. But that wasn't necessarily the Canadians' game. So, and interesting, here for the Canadians, I just think it's interesting that Dobish is in there in goal. Again, you have a veteran here like Montembeault. The Canadians, I don't know if they're dealing from strength. They really haven't been totally, they've been playing 3 different goalies here much of the second half of the season, remember here. So Vasilevsky's got incredibly solid numbers here. 2.35 goals against here in the regular season and 91% save percentage. And, he's terrific. He's awesome. We know that. Vasilevsky's better than any of the three Montreal goalies, but right now, all right. James says that was fun. Is it because I'm always moving my body around here in my uncomfortable chair? Timmy says got it for a shutout. All right, I'm going to kick you all out of the chat, except I wouldn't have anybody left. So you guys get a reprieve. If you want to make fun of me, that's okay. All right, let's move it on here. We got 4 games to preview. Can't sit here and talk about my Canadians all day. Let's go to the Bruins taking on the Sabres here. What a game that first one was. I mean, the Sabres were, I don't want to say left for dead, but they were not they looked like a team that hadn't been in the playoffs in 15 years for the first, period and a half, 2 periods in that game against the Bruins, trailing 2-0 there. Didn't really look like they were getting much going, but you know what? They rallied to tie the game up and eventually took the lead there late. Now, I did take the Sabres on the puck line. Shame on me in the playoffs. Look, I just want to, make some fair lines on a show like this and not try to sit here and pick $2 favorites or whatever. But hey, maybe sometimes you should probably just be honest with yourself. And Buffalo was able to get the win 4-3. Now, I'm going to whine about it. They gave up a goal with 7 seconds left in the game, so it ended up 4-3. And maybe they would have covered the puck line in that first game for me. But great comeback by Buffalo and really showed that I want to say for real or whatever, I'm sitting here with a futures bet on them. I sure would like them to at least get close enough to make a few $100s off the play here with Buffalo, but $1.70 here. And the total is 6. Let's hear from you guys in the chat. Get ready. But Boston here, they've lost 6 of 8 games coming into this game. The only games they won were the 2 last games of the regular season where, I don't know, they kind of were in position there. Boston's lost 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Buffalo's won 5 of its last 6, 4 of its last 5 games at home. Coming in. Now, we know Boston does have the long-term advantage over Buffalo, winning 13 of the last 20 games, but this is a whole new scenario. This is a new Buffalo situation here with all this moment. Remember, they were kind of battling with Montreal and Tampa Bay and who was going to win the division. Could have been any 3. By the end of the week there, end of the 10 days when we knew they were going to come down to those 3 teams, heck, Buffalo ended up beating them by 3 points, in the end there. So 4 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the 2 in Buffalo have gone over, but Boston has gone under in 6 of their last 8 games. Obviously, the 4-3 game goes over there in game number 1 here. So let's hear what you have to say in this one between Buffalo and Boston here on Tuesday night, with Buffalo pretty big favorite here at home against Boston. Now, I'm not throwing it in. That $1.70 is not far off from $1.85, but also, I don't know, feels like Buffalo's better than Boston because of what we've seen, because of Buffalo's incredible home ice advantage down the stretch, and the fact that Boston was a team that basically was winning home games and not winning on the road. They were home-road dichotomy as much as any of the playoff-bound teams, right? Not winning on the road. Like we just said, losing 5 of 6 down on the road here right now, and Buffalo strong at home. Sabres also, do have the slight offensive edge, 3.5 goals per game to 3.3 goals per game, and look, I could see it go 7 goals again here in this one. I don't think it's going to be a 2-1 or 3-2 game. Let's see what you guys think, though. In the recent head-to-heads, I think you got to lean over here, and if the Sabres control the game script, I think that that favors the over a little bit. Boston trends under, but Buffalo's pace and scoring push. That's how it happened last game, right? When you're up 2-0, then all of a sudden it's 2-2, and you get that lead. Boston was able to come back and get that last goal. I feel like I just want to complain about it. Here we go. Let's go to the chat here right now and see what we got from the chat pros. Larry's on the Sabres here on the money line. I mean, it's all we can do, right? They offer us a money line. We can't say, hey, boy, we do all the time. It's quite funny, and I even catch myself. I hate it, right? Oh, I wish it was $1.50. We all do, but the line is what it is, and it is the playoffs. It should be a tighter line. Okay. Jimmy says I might be getting ads for, the dating apps, whatever. I am on Bumble, and that's the one where the ladies go first. It's going pretty slow. Here we go with James says the Sabres crowd is electric. Right when they scored, James, when they scored those 2 goals to tie the game, everybody was pressed against the glass with those blue jerseys, banging on the glass. Hello to Zab. 3333 in the chat. Thank you for joining us here. Really glad to see you there. He says, do you think the Lightning can take the win there in that other game? I took Montreal, Zab, in that other game, but I do think the Lightning can take it. I really am placing it as I say a price play. It's not great to go on these shows and say that. Tampa's obviously, good enough to win. They just lost the first one. I have to take Montreal, though, at $1.60. Cal Dog likes the over there. Cal Dog, Bruins money line. And let's see here. Timmy says, you know what we're going to get next after this. All right. Yeah, Zab, just scroll it back just about 4 or 5 minutes. We're just on that game. We're going in chronological order here tonight. James likes Buffalo in 6 in this series. How about goal in the first 10 tonight for James? Maybe we get a goal there. And Timmy's turning back the clock with Tom Barrasso. Lather up with Barrasso. If you know, you know. All right, I guess I got to make my call here in this one with Boston and Buffalo here, and I'm going to go to the over in this one. Look, I want Buffalo. I like Buffalo. I know the line's not going to go down. I'm going to have to decide how I'm going to play it in the end here and try to take Buffalo. One of those probably in regulation. I have to win. I want to win. And, yeah, I could come on here and give Buffalo on the puck line. And, hey, they almost got it done last time, and I like Buffalo right now, the way they're going. I'm just really enamored with them. And I think that home you guys mentioned in the chat, that home ice and how it probably felt like it carried them. Once they got that first goal, it almost felt inevitable to go the other way. Pardon me, gang. All right, and let's see here. Cal Dog going to maybe go first period score there. And James says it could just be 1-0 there. I think it was the same kind of scenario tonight in a lot of the games. And I said it last night. You had in the playoff game, you don't want to just paint a broad brush over it, but the games are starting a little bit slower as far as in terms of scoring. It feels like now. Granted, Dallas and Minnesota were 1-1 there after the first period, but Dallas and Edmonton was 2-0. Then 3 goals were scored in the second period by Anaheim. That was a wild game, wasn't it tonight? Okay. Hey, you want to say hello to Jacob Valera here in the chat tonight. He says, who's going to win, the Angels or the Blue Jays? Stick around, Jacob. We're going to go over every Major League Baseball game here in just a couple of minutes. All right, I'm going over here in this one, Boston and Buffalo. Next up, The Utah Mammoth is on the road taking on the Vegas Golden Knights here in Vegas. And you got the Knights here, a buck 50 with a total 6 here after we saw Vegas with the 4-2 victory over Utah. Man, Vegas is on such a grove. They're in a grove, and it feels like we're starting to get that Vegas surge that we really never even got all season long right now that we were waiting for here in Las Vegas. They never really got a flow going as good as decent as they were, winning the division again. They never really got it going where, a huge winning streak. They just kind of did it with consistency this year. Now all of a sudden they have these 4 wins in a row, including game 1 here, 4-2 over Utah. 3 goals in the fourth period to erase a 2-1 deficit in that first game, and that was strong by Vegas there. Really good effort to come back in. Not only that, kind of cover the puck line there. We saw Stoney get that power play goal to tie things up in the third period. Then we saw Dowd there get a goal, and Barbashev as well. So they outscored him 3-0 there to put it down on Utah. So we'll see what happens though in this one. Let's see what you guys think tonight. Utah taking on Vegas. Utah's lost 11 of their last 14 games here in Vegas. Vegas has won 8 of their last 9, not just the 4 straight. They've won 5 straight at home right now, and Utah's lost 4 of 5 coming in. They beat Winnipeg back on April 14th and beat St. Louis in the season finale, but also had losses in there to Calgary and Carolina as well. So they're not playing their best here all of a sudden, and Vegas kind of is. So let's see what you have. Vegas has gone under in 13 of their last 20 games overall, but Utah has gone over in 10 of their last 13, including 4 of their last 5 games on the road. So Vegas has been dominant right now. We know that. And Utah struggles badly in this building. It does feel like a bit of a mismatch right now with Vegas really strong here, and they were able to get the puck line after all. So I think despite Utah's over trend, the Vegas, leaning under, they should control the pace. It's 6. Score was 4-2 last time. Might even be 4-2 again this time here in this one. So I don't think I'm going to go to the total, but I want to hear what you guys have to say in the chat. I think if the Knights dictate the pace, this becomes a game where they control it. And let's hope they don't have to make it as dramatic this time. But I'll go to the chat here. Utah in the bounce back here, but I don't know. I think I want to take Vegas here on the puck line. Let's see what you guys have here. All right. Timmy likes Utah though here on the bounce back. They're due, man. They got to have one. Larry likes the over here. So does Cal Dog. Let's see here. A great point, James. Hart, other than that one miscue in the game, too, don't forget that was a bizarre goal. If you remember in game 1 there, look, there was nothing they could do. I think everyone just kind of shook up their head a little bit. But remember when Vegas scored to make it 1-1, and then there was that bizarre play where the puck was just kind of, it shouldn't have been a goal. I mean, Vegas, kind of blew it there when Utah regained the lead there. I don't want to say it was a fluky goal. All right, likely overtime here for Timmy, 3-3, maybe 2-2. I don't know, but I don't know. I do know. I'm taking the Golden Knights here on the puck line to crush Utah again here. Get the 2-goal win at 4-2. I mean, that's a crushing in the NHL playoffs. Come on. I'm going to take them here. I'm going back to Vegas to do this one here. And like I said, make no mistake, I have Vegas futures here, so I don't need to get involved like this. And it would be profitable if Vegas could win the Western Conference and get to the finals here, I'm pretty sure. But it was a weird balance. Yeah, two bizarre goals, So I think Vegas is looking pretty good right now, and they have the right opponent in this series. I'm going to take them here to win on the puck line on Tuesday night. All right, not much from the chat maybe in that one, but let's go. We got one more here. I know it's hard to. I got three of my favorite teams. But hey, Buffalo's one of my favorite teams now too. Okay, I got I got four favorite teams. All right, and the Kings are on the road taking on the Avalanche here, and well, the Avalanche are minus 280 because I guess the Kings suck. Come on, what's going on here? Now give Colorado credit for that opening win over the Kings. I don't know if they're deserve to be $3 favorites over the Kings here right now, but uh, it was only 2-1. And look, the Kings. I don't want to say that was a lucky goal. They earned that goal, but it happened late, and someone who was on the Kings puck line in that one, hey, they got that goal with 2 minutes left from Panarin. To get the money. That's what it's all about, I guess, if you want to say it like that. But uh, still, Avalanche dominated the game pretty much from start to finish with their play. It wasn't a dominating win, obviously, when you're only scoring 2 goals. But that's the way Kings games are. They're just low scoring games. The Kings don't have much offense. They're going to have to hope to play it the same way again. You're not going to get a 3-3 game here, I would think, at 5.5. Um, Interestingly, I should update this here. It's 5.5 shaded to the over, which is great because I don't. Let's see. I'll call it over 20, but man, there's a lot of 5.5 over 25s out there. The Kings just don't score. I mean, wish they did. Kings offense a lot like my social life. Kings have gone under in 5 of their last 7 games. Colorado's gone under in 9 straight, including 5 straight at home. So they just dominate, keep it close to the vest, and get it done. Colorado's won 6 of their last 7. They've beaten the Kings in 5 straight at home. I wish the news was better. Kings have lost 7 of their last 8 overall to Colorado, and they've dropped 5 of their last 7 on the road. Oh, boy, I tell you, it's going to be hard for my Kings here in this one. They own this matchup, obviously. They have elite offense, 3.7 goals per game. The Kings, 2.7 goals per game. So, look, the Kings are good enough defensively that's why Colorado only got 2 goals, that the Kings were able to kind of do what they at least do best, and that's keep the game close here. But Colorado with the 9 straight unders and the Kings low event offense here for sure. Even a one-sided game, it can only be 3-1 or 4-1. I got to go under for sure in this one with the Kings in Colorado here tonight. Give me the under here. Look, I don't want to just go Colorado puck line here at minus 280. I think that's ridiculous. This is a playoff. Kings earned that goal, and hopefully they can earn the goal here again. Maybe they can at least, again, I think another price play, it might be in order, but you don't have to take the money line in this one like Montreal. I don't want to play any 280 puck lines in the playoffs. Kings might lose 2-0 again, though. But let's see what you got. Panarin, hey, they brought him here to get those bet-winning goals, maybe. Okay, here we go. I think we're going to get and James says the Kings played its best hockey last game. Great defensive game. The Avs still can't score, and weak on the power play there. So, then the Kings did what they needed to do. I think to earn the puck line, I kind of want to just portray it as if the Kings can stay in because of the style of play that they're going at it right now. Timmy says, might as well do it again. Kings on the puck line. Boy, it was a sweat, though. I tell you. To get the money there in that game. Avalanche money line and under, though, for Larry. You can take that big money line and I'll give Larry this. I don't like 280, so I don't want to do it. But if you're going to take 280, and we know probably going to be low, and I just said it, even if the Avs win it 3-1 or 4-1, right? If the Kings don't have a great game, or at least don't stay within the puck line, I don't think we're going to get 4-2. I don't think we're going to get 4-2. Cal Dog on the Kings on the puck line. Wedgwood is unbelievable. James says best goalie in the NHL. Underrated, right? For Wedgwood, doesn't get the respect he probably deserves because Colorado's so good. Richie Rich says, hey, look, even you could consider here maybe the Kings on that 2.5 line. I think it's I don't know. I think it's, what is it though? Minus. I'll look it up, but I think it's minus 250. Let me see here. I think it's too high, but it's one way to attack it here. It's going to be so low scoring. Maybe the price is a reasonable for that type of bet. I don't know if we want to recommend it here on the show, but the Kings are minus 230 on the 2.5 line. And an under here for Cal Dog and James Kelly. Yeah, they will be tough to get those. Cal Dog says they're just charging what they are here. James says it'll probably be $1.65 on the road in LA. We'll be on the Kings in that one. Shaq likes the Kings on the puck line. Shaq. All right, that's it for the NHL. It looks like from the chat. I'll take the under here with LA and Colorado. All right, great job on that. All right, we got to go to the major leagues. Look, we've been here already. Dare I say we've been here 90 minutes. Boy, love talking playoffs. I guess we're going to have to motor through the baseball here a little bit. Let's get it going here. It's an all-night card, 15 games, so stick around. We're going to be here at least for 45 minutes. I'm warning you. We're going to be here at 5:30 in the morning. That's when the crowd picks up. I told Tony, maybe we got to start the show at 2 in the morning so we can get those East Coast viewers. Wouldn't be good for Ramon, but hey, I'll do anything for an audience. All right, let's get rolling, though, here right now and start it off with the Astros taking on the Guardians here. Open up the Major League Baseball card on Tuesday night. Man, you've got Parker Messick here. It's got to be well talked about right now. Messick, a 1.05 ERA. He threw 8 no-hit innings last time out. He ended up giving up 2 runs in the game. 0.78 whip coming in. Messick was a great performance there, and Cleveland was able to get the win last time out. Going up against this struggling Astros team right now. They couldn't find a win, but they finally burst through and got a 9-2 win yesterday here in Cleveland on the road. We'll see what they can do against Messick here for the Astros. They end up here with Ryan Weiss, 6.75 ERA, 2.05 whip in this one. It's a mismatch on the mound for sure. Messick is the real deal. It's just, he's not going to be throwing 8 no-hit innings every time. But you know what I like about Messick? The power in the legs there. I mean, that's what you need to go deep into games and go the distance. And I think that's what you see from Messick. He is a low to the ground. It feels like power out of those legs. And man, he really deals it there from the left side. He comes at you low, slow, and hard, so to speak. And really looks strong here right now. So let's see, though, how you have it. Maybe the Astros offense. They scored 9 runs yesterday and really kind of crushed them. So good for the Astros finding a win here right now for a team that's lost 12 of their last 15, 8 of their last 9 on the road. They had lost 8 straight on the road before yesterday. They've also dropped 4 of their last 5 games to Cleveland and have dropped 5 of their last 6. Houston has dropped 4 of their last 5 to Cleveland, but they've won 5 of the last 6 games here in Cleveland. So this is a road-dominated series, actually, between the two teams. Cleveland's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games overall, and 4 of their last 6 against Houston have gone over as well. Also, Houston's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. We get rolling with the baseball segment here, and we're going to have to operate probably a little bit quickly here, but we're not going to skip any games here early in the season. Everyone gets a call on night moves. So let's see how you have it in this one. I'll go to the chat. Messic's been outstanding. Houston's 9-15 right now coming in. Cleveland's 13-11. The Astros bullpen has been one of the worst in baseball at 5.66 ERA. Cleveland is the stronger, full complete team. The bullpen not quite what we're expecting from Cleveland right now. They should get better, but this we haven't seen Cleveland with a bullpen ERA kind of this high in quite a while. Houston games have been flying over the total, and Ryan Weiss puts guys on the bases like nobody's business. So I think Cleveland should get plenty of chances early in this one. If the Astros can get that offense going against that bullpen, I would expect it could be they could get the runs that they need to help this one get over. It is 8.5 here. In fact, I see some books with 8 over. So I gotta go over in this one with the Astros and the Guardians after the 11 runs there yesterday. Give me the over in this one. I went first. Let's go to the chat. Here we got a half a dozen comments already, I think, in this one. We've got Cal Dog is on the Guardians here. And Larry likes Cleveland as well. I mean, how can you not? $1.50 here. Timmy likes it under, though, because Messick was awesome. There's no doubt. I just think, for me, I'm more like Weiss here. He's got a 2 whip, young pitcher. Astros, all the starters are probably not major league starters here. Did I say it? And then with the bullpen struggling right now, let's see here. Astros money line here for Mr. Weskers. He's going to take the dog here in this one. And he said, they look major league today. They look major league there today. Yeah, well, you know what? Arrighetti, give some credit there to Arrighetti coming back, second start. If anything, he is established major league pitcher there, but I'm not so sure that Weiss is. Jacob Valera says, who you got to win it, though? I've got the over as my play, Jacob. I give one play out a game, so that's my deal here. But look, I think you can read between the lines. Good to have Jacob here in the chat. And in fact, I'm on I can say this on this show. I do another show on YouTube called Cover the Spread. And I'd like you to check it out here on YouTube. And if you do, you're going to find out who I like in that game. So check out Cover the Spread here on YouTube. Host a 7-day-a-week little segment with my favorite plays. My best, I say, look, my best plays are behind the paywall here at Tony's Picks. But, and we give out a play every game here. But, hey, got a little show. Maybe those are my best video plays over there, okay? On Cover the Spread, everybody. All right. Oh, do we have one more comment here? Okay. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. Keep it going here with Cardinals taking on the Marlins here. Dusty May and Chris Paddock. Should we just take the over and move on? But who knows? Maybe tonight will be the night. Maybe when May and Paddock face each other, they can be on their best game here in this one. I wouldn't count on it. For Dusty May here, he's got basically a 7 ERA so far with a 2-2 record. For the Sheriff, Chris Paddock, 5.58 ERA, 0-3 record so far. The Cardinals have been hot, no doubt. They finally lost here yesterday in the first game of the series, 5-3, as the Marlins were able to get the win there. Marlins. It was a 2-2, and they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, held on for the win there. Good on the Marlins, pick up that victory. The Marlins were, struggling a little bit, but they've won 2 in a row here right now. And see what you guys think here of this one with the Marlins and the Cards. For the Cards here, they've actually won 5 of their last 6. They had their winning streak snapped last game. They've won 4 of their last 5 on the road. The Marlins have dropped 7 of 10 despite the 2-game winning streak here right now. Cardinals have actually lost 6 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams overall. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under, but St. Louis has gone over in 7 of their last 9 games. The Marlins have gone over in 8 of their last 11 at home, and they've gone over in 14 of their last 20. And you've got May and Paddock here. I wasn't kidding. We could have just I think we could just take the over and move on. What do you guys say? I'm going over. Come on, with May and Paddock, maybe over first 5 if you want. With these two, but come on, these guys have been really rough here right now. Remember when Dustin May was actually like the flavor of the week with the Dodgers, and he had those, I want to say, was it 2 consecutive shutout? Did he have 3 consecutive shutouts or something? That was a couple years ago. That was several years ago now. But Dusty May was once regarded as a pretty, let's call him a touted prospect. He actually played himself into being one of the better his injuries, had injuries. I'm not making too much light of it. I mean, he's definitely been affected, I think, by the injuries in his career. He's still a major league starting pitcher here for a team right now that I guess you'd have to say is a contender here, the way the Cardinals are going here. 13-9 right now. Miami hanging in there, 11-10 here. I think Miami, maybe Paddock has been around longer here. It still feels like, May here. Marlins have the better bullpen for sure. Marlins have a 3.35 ERA in the bullpen. They'd be best to get there as quickly as possible. St. Louis 5.36, not necessarily St. Louis-like, but the Cards are so hot, and they're not preventing runs necessarily. So I think Miami can score enough runs with both these starters have contact red flags all over the place for sure. With both teams trending over there. If May keeps giving up the hard contact here, it's going to be tough anyways. But I'm going to go over in this one with the Cardinals and the Marlins here. Let's go to the chat right now. Here we go. Mr. Wesker says, how's Paddock even in the league right now? Here, well, maybe the Marlins, right? Tough to find pitchers. They're not going to pay any money. So Marlins run line and under here for Larry. And Mr. Wesker says, Marlins on the money line. Just got to hope Paddock, you hope he gets yanked. And Timmy says May is what Paddock needs to get a win here. See, to me, if I had to look at it on the like from where Dusty May, Paddock never, I don't think Paddock ever achieved the things that Dustin May did when he was at his peak there, when Carrot Top was doing it for the Dodgers. He had some real strong twice, right? I mean, pitch well, injured, pitch well, injured. And I think Mays had the better, not career. I guess Paddock's had the better stuff of these guys, but Mays had the stronger moments, I would say, in his career than Paddock. I like him better than Paddock. Maybe because Paddock was such a loser with the Padres, I might be a little biased in there. Marlins and over for Cal Dog. Shaq likes the Cards. I think I might like the Cards, but and right, James, it was just unfortunate for Dusty May. I mean, And let's see here. Timmy says Paddock needs a win, but I'd rather it was with the Cards with the favorite, not a wrong team favorite scenario. But it's hard to trust Paddock as a favorite, I think, is what Timmy is saying there. The Marlins are 9-5 as a favorite this season. They're a favorite here. They've been a favorite. I think all their home games. I think they've been home favorites in all their games and road underdogs in all their games, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take the over in this one. Let's keep it moving. Brewers and Tigers here. a sneaky good matchup here, right? With Brewers. Yeah, I mean, so far for the Brewers, they got it back going there with that winning streak at least, but they did lose obviously there on uh, Monday night in the series opener here, um, or not the series opener, but uh, in their final game in that series against Miami. They did win 2 of 3. This is a series opener between Milwaukee and Detroit here in a interleague series here with Harrison and Keter Montero going for the Tigers. Tigers lost to Boston yesterday on Patriots Day to split the series. It was a good series there. They both won 2 games in that one. Tigers $1.50. It's so good. I've got the line twice on here. What's going on? Oh. Now we don't have a graphic at all because Ramon has deleted the graphic on accident, and we'll just not have a pick on this game. Oh, just kidding. Sorry about the typing, Mr. Westers, but I've deleted the graphic. But it's back now. I failed typing in high school because she said I looked at the keyboard. I was the fastest male typer we had typing. I'm so old. We had typing as a class. I was the best. You should be able to look at the keyboard. I mean, I'm trying to get some work done here. What do you want? No look typing, Magic Johnson? All right, let's get going here with this one. Brewers on the road here, taking on the Tigers in this one, and see what you think here. Like I said, it feels like a pretty good game right now. Brewers come in here with a 12-9 record. The Tigers 12-11. I'd say a little bit underachieving at this point, but we're not going to, a couple weeks into the season, we're not going to fret here right now. Tigers have still won 8 of their last 10 and 6 in a row at home, so they're starting to cook it up here a little bit after a shaky start. For Milwaukee, they were hot, they were cold, then they got hot again. So they've won 5 of the last 7 meetings with Detroit for their last 5 overall, but just 7-13 on the road dating back to last season, but 5-4 right now on the road this year. Pretty consistent so far for the Brewers. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over when they played here in Detroit, and for the last 6 meetings overall between the two teams have gone over here. So let's see what you got, though, in this interleague matchup here on Tuesday. I think Detroit, that home form stands out, man. 8-1 so far. Montero's been efficient for sure here. A 3.30 ERA and a .86 WHIP so far for Keter Montero. He comes in here with a 1-1 record. Kyle Harrison has a 1-1 record as well for the Brewers here. Harrison of 3.06 ERA and a 1-1 record for the left-hander. He's done pretty well as well. So no slam dunk here. This one's a closely rated game, obviously, with the Tigers at home. Maybe makes it a little bit attractive. You don't have to lay a big price in a game where the Tigers are almost unbeatable so far at home. And the Brewers, like I said, up and down for sure. They feel like they're up right now, but let's see what you think. Both starters obviously in good form, and pitching at Comerica does help. And you got 2 decent starters here, so it is 8. What is it? 8 over 20, or 8 flat. I do see one offshore book at 8.5. Like I said, I think you get the feeling here that I'd probably prefer the under. Detroit strong, like I said, strong at home. They're also 3-4. 3-4-2, but 3-4 to the under so far. 4-8 to the under as a favorite. And they are favored here, even if it's just slightly right now. So let's see what you have. This one, I don't think 4-3 is about as high as it might get here. Let's see what you got in the chat. With the Brewers and the Tigers. Here we go. Mr. Weskers likes the Tigers in this one. And Timmy says, how about and that's what I'm talking about there, Timmy. Everybody knows that Stowers is one of my He might. I think. Yeah, I think Stowers is my favorite uh, favorite player in the league. I'd say right now, Kyle Stowers for sure. hmm Tigers run line and under here for Larry, and it's Bass Tribune. Don't look, says Mr. Weskers. Yeah, but I don't have time to go back and create. Remember in the old days, Mr. West, if you made a mistake, you'd have to get out the liquid paper. And you don't just delete, you just don't go backwards anymore. I don't have to look now. It's kind of like when I'm typing into when you do the AI, you can type in all the typos you want because the AI will figure it out. The AI will figure it out. Tigers at home here for Cal Dog. Mr. Westwood says Brewers pitching is not looking good here, right? Struggling here at this point. One thing, look, they are top 10 here in runs allowed, top 10 fewest runs allowed, but middle of the pack in strikeouts here right now. 10th in home runs allowed. They're all right, aren't they? And James says, Tigers 8-1 at home. We got to be thinking Detroit here. And Timmy says he played the Brewers. You get prices like that, minus $1.05 or so. I agree, though, with James. I'm going to take the Tigers here. Rolling at home right now. A winnable game. Decent pitching here. Can get this done. Detroit's pitching has been talked about Milwaukee and their 10th in runs allowed. Detroit pitching just 3rd in runs allowed this season, 4th in hits allowed, 2nd in fewest home runs allowed this season, particularly at home. This is where they're strong, and I'll take Detroit. Next up, the Reds are on the road taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Reds and Chase Burns here on the road, $1.15 favorite. You got to be with Chase Burns going, even though we saw yesterday Cincinnati get that win 6-1. The Reds just keep on going here right now. This is the second, they were on a winning streak. They got it snapped a little bit, come back in, sweep Minnesota. Win this first game right now. The Reds. Why aren't people talking about these guys? 15-8 here right now. Not only that, 9-2 on the road for the Reds right now. What a job the Reds are doing here. Really solid here. Taking the team by surprise. And what else? What can you say? I don't want to sit here and blow smoke up of Terry Francona right now, but what can you say, right? All right, let's talk about it, though, here with the Reds. You got Steven Matz here going for the Rays. Talk about careers that didn't pan out, but, hey, you're a veteran here now. You're on a good team. There's no reason for Steven Matz to be all bent out of shape here. You can find some success here with the Rays still in your career. It's not anything to be sure. Has it not been the career we thought it would be for Matz? That's a fact, but he's 3-0 right now. 3.79 ERA. Burns 2.4 ERA. 1-1 record here so far. He's been awesome. He's been in some pitchers duels here a little bit. And so, look, he's favored on the road in this one. Right now, Cincinnati's won 6 of their last 7. They've won 4 of the last 5 games over Tampa Bay. Tampa's 7-3 in their last 10 games overall. The Reds have actually gone over in 9 of their last 13. This fine pitching that they've been going, but the bats too have been clicking here for the Reds. You got some guys really going off here. My man Sal Stewart here, and Suarez is starting to pick it up here a little bit right now. Also, Ellie De La Cruz on 6 home runs at this point. So let's see what you got, though, in this one. Tampa's gone over in 7 of their last 10 at home. 8 straight meetings between the two teams have gone under. It's an interleague series, but, they went the game yesterday. So it could have gone over if the teams wouldn't have been scoreless there in the final, 3 innings was it? Oh no, Cincinnati scored the top of the seventh, but it was 6-1 after 6.5, and they couldn't get it going, and it went under again. The teams are just going to meet for one series a year, but basically for the last 3 years, it's been all unders when these two teams have met. But Tampa's gone over in 6 of 9. Like I said, the Reds have been, definitely trending over here a little bit, although just 2-3 to the under is a favorite here. But Tampa's 14-7 to the over, but most of that's been on the road, actually. So let's see, though, what you guys think in the chat here in this one. Cincinnati keeps winning. Burns has been excellent. The Reds bullpen, don't forget, they're the best in the league right now. 2.23 ERA. That's another part of the equation. Tampa can hit, but the Reds are, man, they're a complete team here. 2 quality starters. You got the indoor environment. Both bullpens capable to preserve a tight game, I think. Numbers low for a reason. It's 7.5. 7.5 heavily juiced here right now. I'm showing some of the sharp books are ready to move to 7 here at this point. So let's see what you think, though, here with the Reds and the Rays. I'm going to go to the chat first. Or maybe I shouldn't. We don't really have much on this game from the chat, but it's going to be Reds again. Mr. Wesker says 9-2 on the road. That's good enough for Mr. Weskers. Reds again, says Cal Dog. Larry says the Rays on the run line here, plus 1.5. I think he's saying, though. Gonna have to lay a big price there to do it, but could be a one-run game. It wasn't yesterday, obviously, but when these two teams meet, I mean, it feels like Reds and under here a little bit right now. The way things are going. So, all right, I got to make my call here from you guys. Unless someone else. Oh, there's Shaq. Shaq, who is the man? He's got the Reds in this one. All right. I'm going to take the under in this one with the Reds and the Rays. I don't disagree, though, with you guys. I think that's probably the direction here with those Reds right now. Still tough, man. Rays are good. Never got it going in the game yesterday. It was 2-1 after the first inning. Thought it was going to be a run fest, and turned out not to be. Keep it moving here right now on night moves. Let's go to the Braves. Man, the Braves are back. And they're taking on the Nationals. And look, the Nationals aren't back, but they are 10-12. They're better than the Mets. They're better than they're better than the Mets here right now. They're better than the Phillies, I think. Kind of. We know it's probably not going to sustain. Washington's lost 3 of their last 4, but the Braves are hot right now, man. They're coming in. Watch out! Don't let the Braves get away on these teams here when you're on your losing streak right now with the Mets, and things are a disaster. The Braves crushing here of late. We haven't won 6 in a row, 5 straight on the road. They've won 7 of the last 8 against Washington. 5 straight games here in Nationals Park. Washington's lost 5 of their last 6 at home, 4 of their last 6 overall. Washington's gone over in 4 of their last 5, and 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Atlanta's been a terrific favorite, 14-5 so far this season. Washington, a strange 2-8 at home so far, and Atlanta 8-3 on the road. Here, and you've got Ronaldo Lopez, who has a 2.17 ERA, 1-0 record. Give credit to this rookie Foster Griffin of Washington. He's not going to go deep, but he does have a 3.05 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. He's done a very nice job. 3.04 ERA and a 2-0 record here for Foster Griffin. But the Braves, dominating this series pretty much over the last few series. Let's see what you guys think in the chat here in this one with Atlanta on the road taking on the Nationals. And I think you got to give the Nationals credit at 10-12 so far for what they've done. This offense has been very, very trustworthy. Yes, the pitching is bad; it's going to hurt them in the end, but they've done a pretty nice job. So let's see what you guys think in the chat here as we get this one with the Braves on the road going against the Nats. Here we go. I think Atlanta it fits cleanly here, right? I mean, 6 straight wins. Lopez has been sharp. Braves do have a strong bullpen as well. We talked about the Reds being number 1. The Braves are number 2, 2.61 ERA so far. That's big. And Washington can score, no doubt about it. Atlanta can do some damage here as well. Washington games definitely skew over here, like 2-8. Should be. I love it. Washington 2-8 at home so far, 8-2 to the over at home so far. So it makes sense, right? And the Nats bullpen, don't forget. Are they last here right now? I got to look. I don't remember, but. Oh, no, they're not last. 5.57. There's 3 teams behind them. They're 26th or whatever. Let's go to the chat. Here we go. Braves and Nats. Cal Dog is on the Braves. Mr. Wesker says the Nats are a joke. Look, I think the offense is not a fluke necessarily. Now, I don't think they're going to keep this up, but, Wood, I don't want to see Wood go out there and hit 220 this season and hit 40 home runs. I think that's a negative here. Wood needs to improve his contact. He could be so much better. He's good. He's very good. He's borderline great right now, but he needs to get more hits, less Ks. 36 strikeouts already for Wood. But C.J. Abrams, he's really what we, as following his career, Padre farmhand eventually. This is what C.J. Abrams was expected to become, and he's that man right now. I think we're getting. I think he could tail off a little. He might not. He might be a guy who could hit over 280 this season and have a real strong year. When you got your shortstop producing offensively like that, you got something special. Lyle's been good. Vivas also here. Let's see. Braves run line for Larry. And Mr. Weskers is heading back to Chernobyl again. He says the Washington bullpen looks like a 5-legged dog out there. All right. Did anybody go back and look at the Chernobyl dogs? Anybody? Mr. Wesker says they got the offense. So they put up. Hey, give them credit, right? Going up against Bryce Elder in that game yesterday. And got the 2 runs there in the bottom of the first inning and led it 3-2 after 4, but the Braves pulled away with that big 5-run inning. Okay, that might be it for the chat here in this one. And give you guys one more second here. Is it a typo at $1.30? Is anybody even questioning $1.30 at this point? The Braves look like a legitimate playoff contender. The Nationals are going to be the Nationals. They're not going any. They're not. The pitching isn't going to get better tomorrow. All of a sudden, I got to roll with the Braves in this one. I don't mind the run line here probably. And Mr. Wesker says that 5-run inning was a disgrace. The Braves look pretty good there. They look pretty good there in that big inning. Baldwin, Albies, Harris, they were all getting it done. Shaq will take the Nats though. Shaq. I don't think. The only reason I couldn't take the net. Look, I'd love to take any as a plus 110 dog here. I'll give them credit. I mean, like I said, the one thing I'm giving them credit for, 10-13. I don't think that's awful for the Nats right now. If they could just win some games at home, they'd be okay. But 2-8 at home, you're supposed to win those games, or you're supposed to win more than that, even if you're the Nats, right? If you're 10-13, you should at least be, you know, uh, 4-6 at home. Okay. Mr. Westwood says, "How come we just can't find more pitchers right now?" Funny, Mr. Westwood, we need more pitchers now, right? Back in the day, you could have a guy, you know, the starters go way longer back in the day, right? All right, let's keep it moving here. We got to go here. Love having everybody here. We got great crowd in the chat right now and a great audience here. Yankees and Red Sox. Oh boy, is it Yankees and Red Sox time already? Boy, 20 days in, and Yankees and Red Sox here. They haven't met yet. Do they actually, the Red Sox and the Yankees secretly play 25 games a year and they just don't tell us? All right, here we go with Luis Gil here, a favorite on the road, $1.15, and Connerly early here for the Red Sox. Early, 2.28 ERA, 1-0 record. Gil's been bad. 7 ERA so far, 0-1 record, 1.44 whip. Gil, supposed to be, by now you'd think if you're on the Yankees, you should be doing something. Right now, Gil is not doing much at all. Early has looked good here so far for the Red Sox. 20 strikeouts already. He has a win. 1.27 whip. He needs to calm it down a little bit. But, man, you got to give him a lot of credit here. And, Yankees still getting it done, 13-9. Red Sox underachieving, 9-13. They're 0-3 as an underdog. Yankees are definitely favored here right now on the road, $1.15 or so. Total 8.5. Under at -115. Seeing a few books with an 8 over 20 out there right now. Yankees here. Let's get into some of the numbers with these two. And you could throw the numbers out when the Red Sox take the Yankees, but you probably wouldn't. Yankees have won 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams. Yankees have won 4 of their last 5, but just 2-4 in their last 6 on the road. Boston and the Yankees have gone under in 5 of their last 6 meetings. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here in Boston have gone under. Red Sox have gone under in 10 of their last 14, but over in 6 of 9. The Yankees are 3-5 to the under on the road so far, and they're also under in 4 of their last 6 games overall coming into this one. For the Yanks here, look, this is kind of a trust spot if you're going to take the Yankees here. The Yankees are playing better. Boston's lineup, but look, if you look at the batter versus pitcher numbers, I think this is one game where you do have a few standout trends here in this game against Gil here. There are definitely some numbers to be concerned with in this series. You've got Gil has really mowed down the Red Sox here in the past. You've got some guys here. Let me see if I can't get these numbers straight. Want to make sure I get it right. You've got here Wong, 1 for 5. Here you've got Trevor Story, 0 for 5. Rafaela, 1 for 7 here. Abreu, 0 for 2. Anthony, 0 for 2. Some real rough numbers here. Gil has actually pitched very, very well against some of these Boston bats. I think if you look at the overall expected lineup here for Gil, sharp numbers for sure. 111 batting average, 226 OBP, 348 OPS. I don't think there's a more standout batter versus pitcher matchup than there is with Luis Gil against this Boston lineup here. I don't know if that's I don't think reflected in the line necessarily. I think if anything, I mean, if you look at the Yankees 13-9, Boston 9-13, you might say, why aren't they favored by more? But early's been good, and Eel has not been good this season. So let's see, though, what you think here. I think the rivalry trend points to the under. The weather tomorrow, too. Let me take a look. It was chilly yesterday morning, that's for sure, when the Boston Marathon, like I said, it was a great weather to run a marathon in. It might not have been great weather to play a baseball game. And tomorrow, same thing here. Uh, Mid to low 40s, a wind blowing from right to left, 9 to 10 miles an hour here. So it's going to be a cool night. Let's go to the chat and see what you guys have to say here as the Yankees and the Red Sox play for the first time this season. Here we go. Shaq, he likes the Red Sox. Mr. Weskers likes the Red Sox here. James likes the Yankees. Yankees money line and under for Larry. And how about Gil on the road? Mr. Wesker says even better. We already said his numbers are off the charts with some of these guys. Mr. Wesker, though, says Boston can still take this one. Yankees bullpen has been an issue, and the bats can just be as cold here in Boston right now. Yeah, I don't think as far as the Yankees bullpen, look, I don't know if it's going to get any better here. I don't know if they've 4.13, middle of the road here so far. Boston has a slightly better pen coming into this one. So, okay. Yankees are over for Cal Dog. There's Michael Piccioni. Thank you, Michael, for being here. And I don't know about that. There's some guys doing some great shows. I love to watch them here. Mr. Feast is here. No, he's not Mr. Beast. He's Mr. Feast. I like that better. Screw the Feastables. We've got Mr. Feast here. He's talking sixer ball in there, but we're on the baseball, but that's okay. But I want to look at Mr. Feast. He's got a pirate logo with the old Iwo Jima flag there. I think what's going on in that? Okay. Nice to see Mr. Feast in there. Give me the under here with the Yankees and the Red Sox. I'll take the under right now. Like I said, yeah, Yield's got some good numbers here against the Red Sox, and he's got to turn around a little bit here. I'm going to take the under. Let's continue on here. We've got the Twins and the Twins and the Mets. All right, maybe this is it. We're looking for the Mets. We're going to find a team that they can beat. The Twins come in here having lost 4 in a row. Simeon Woods Richardson is not picking his career up right now. He's got a 6 ERA so far and an 0-3 record. Woods Richardson is regressing here, a guy who's supposed to, I don't want to say touted, but probably should be a little better right now here. Start of the season, it's early. Your career is right in its peak. Here, you're coming in your peak years, and so far not so good. You're going up against Nolan McLean, who, as bad as the Mets have been, this young touted prospect has held his own for sure. 2.28 ERA, 0.76 WHIP. His name is Nolan for a reason. He's been very, very sharp. So, look, the Mets, can they get one here? They're $1.75 to win, and this is a team that's lost, double-digit losses here in a row right now. That I always start to lose track once it gets to 10, 11, 12 games. Is it 12? Is it 11? They say it on the shows all the time, and I forget, but it's been a disaster here right now for the Mets. I mean, I don't want them to lose contact or anything with the rest of the teams, but they're 7-15 right now. Minnesota's 500, 11-11, but they've lost 4 in a row after getting dominated by the Reds. The Twins are 9-6 as an underdog this season. The Mets, they're 5-9 as a favorite. That doesn't sound good at all, but it's actually a little bit better. They're 2-6 as a dog, so making fun of the Mets here. They've lost 5 straight at home, but they've beaten the Twins in 14 of the last 20 meetings. 7 of Minnesota's last 9 games have gone over, including 4 of their last 5 on the road. The Mets have gone under in 5 of their last 7. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over when they played here in Citi Field. But again, interleague series here, temperatures in the mid to high 40s, wind blowing out to left center at 10 miles an hour here tonight. Let's see what you guys think here in this one with the Mets and the Twins. This is a stinker on the card right now for where we're at here at this point, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see here what we got. Hey, Mr. Feast says, how about a 3-leg parlay? Let's just start it here on this game, Mr. Feast. Why not? I mean, there's 162 games in baseball. That's what makes it so awesome and fun, but also makes it very, very difficult because even the best teams in the league are going to lose upwards of 60 or 70 times a year. That's what you got to pick your spots. So we'll try to roll it here with Mr. Feast. Maybe we'll go pick some games here for him. Twins on the run line for Larry right now. James says the Mets are finally going to win. You think they could finally win one here with Nolan McLean? Could they find a way to blow it here? I was already guilty of taking the Mets one time in this bad streak and got burned, but it does feel like they have the right matchup here finally at this point. Maybe you don't like the price. I think that's what Mr. Wester is saying. He can't play this. Cal Dog does like the over here in this one. But I think the one thing is Simeon Woods Richardson is struggling enough here that I've got some pretty big question marks here. And look, if the Mets were doing anything here, they'd probably be a $2 favorite in this game. I don't want to say $1.75 is a discount on the Mets for a team that's on a double-digit losing streak right now, but maybe the pitching situation does help that right now. The Mets have been awful, but this is a buy low spot with a guy like McLean has a big edge in this one right now over Woods Richardson, who whatever the problem is, we don't know yet. I mean, with Woods Richardson here, but it should not be a 6 ERA here at this point. So Minnesota does trend over, but that's more about McLean controlling this game, and the Mets offense still unreliable. Unreliable at this point with some of these guys who Bo Bichette, 217. Lindor's hitting barely over $2. Robert's been okay. Melendez has been a real find here for the Mets. MJ Melendez still clicking right now. Frankie Alvarez, okay here so far, and still trying to get this team fully healthy right now. But Soto probable for this game here tonight. I think that's another big-time positive here right now. So I'll do it. I'm doing it. I'm taking the Mets. I'm taking them on the run line. This is it. You got to take – you want to be on, if you can find the right spot for a team, you got to be on it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Mets here to get this streak over with at home. Big sigh of relief here. Hey, if the Twins were starting one of the – if Ryan were in there, probably could – get behind this Twins, at least on the run line, but not tonight. Going to go with the Mets here on the run line, and I'm laying it. Okay, James says Phillies, Mets, Royals, all the teams on a losing streak. Maybe there is a 3-teamer there. I see what you did there, James. James says $1.75 seems pricey. Like I said, I think it's If the Mets were a 500 team, it'd be $2 right now. And it's been an awkward losing streak, no doubt about it. Yes, they've even been in some games where they were favored in a lot of the games. We know that. But look, you played the Cubs, you played the Dodgers. Look, the Cubs, I mean, nobody's complaining right now with Chicago. I mean, they're looking good. They played the Dodgers. Don't want to say it was a tough schedule for the Mets because they should be right up there with those teams, but they were overmatched. And Cal Dog cannot trust it. I hear you guys. I'm taking the Mets on the run line. Here we are talking about it. Phillies and Cubs, right? Total mismatch the way things are going right now. We said it, same thing yesterday. The Cubs have won 6 in a row. The Phillies have lost. Is it 6 in a row? Let me get to my notes here. Yeah. I remember just did the same thing. They did it 5 in a row, 6 in a row. Phillies have lost 6 in a row. Cubs have won 6 in a row. Jesus Luzardo, a wise man once said, Jesus Luzardo is going to get, what did the wise man say? Going to get smoked every time. 7.94 ERA, 1-3 record coming in. Shoto Imanaga, 2.45 ERA, 1-1 record. Shoto so good here so far. Phillies lost 4 of the last 6 meetings against the Cubs. Cubs have won 5 in a row at home as well. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. The Cubs have gone over in 6 of 9, but the Phillies have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games at home coming in right now. And so let's see how you have it here. Can the Cubs keep it going here with this winning streak against the struggling Phillies, who have a pitcher here who is definitely having some problems, while Imanaga pretty consistent here so far. Let's see how you have it. I mean, look, it's priced like it should be a close game, but and again, the Phillies should be better than they are. We all know that, but is the price really reflective here? I mean, it's got to be a fade of the Philadelphia Phillies right now with Luzardo. Not only does he have a 8 ERA, you can say, well, he's given up the 300 batting average so far, and Imanaga, he's got elite command, I would say, right? And he misses bats, so you got to like Chicago's pitching setup more than Phillies right now. And the weather, too, what's going on? I mean, we know that it doesn't matter for the Phils here, but look, I'm looking at a Cubs game here, 8.5 under, right? It's not 12 or anything, so you know what that means. I've just got normal weather here. The wind's blowing out maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour here, but look, temperatures are fine. Temperatures here in the mid 60s. Now there is some chance of rain here. It says that near the start, but let's see how you guys have it here. I'm going to go to the chat right now. The main risk here, I'm sure, is that Luzardo is going to blow up early again. So let's see what you got. I thought Luzardo would be, picking it up here by now and being a little better, okay? Here we go. Cal Dog's on the Cubbies. Larry says, go, Cubs, go. Go, Cubs, go. Take them on the run line. What do you say? Cubs are going to cover the run line today. Larry. And Timmy says he has the Brewers and the Phillies today. And James says he likes the Cubbies. The Phillies are awful with that bad run differential so far, opposing teams. Man, look at those numbers. Wow. All right. L, I can't pass on a great price like this at $1.20 with the Phillies struggling right now. Hey, maybe they can get it together, but all you're going to get is even money. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a good deal to me right now with the Phillies. Luzardo bad. Imanaga good. Keep it moving right now on night moves. Man, we got to pick this up. I'm going to take an hour on these games. I'm having such a good time with you guys here. Got 5 dozen of you joining me here watching right now on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Orioles and Royals here. Shane Baz going here against Chris Bubich. And the Royals are $1.30, maybe $1.35 here right now. Bubich with a 3.97 ERA, 2-1 record so far, but the Royals are back to struggling, man. Losing streak here right now, but got the Orioles here. Orioles coming in here with a 10-12 record right now, and they won the first one in a wild one, 7-5. It just blew up there in extra innings with 10 runs scored in extra innings. It was 1-1 there after 9 innings, 2-2 after 11 innings. It finished 7-5. So when you see a game like that, you kind of say, hey, things just got a little out of hand there, obviously, in the bullpen, and then maybe the arms got tired and they were getting down to the low end. But I think one thing you say is the offense was not clicking for either team early on here. Now for Baz in this one, he comes in, like I said, the numbers so far for Baz here, 4.9 ERA, 0-2 record. So Bubich run better in the ERA department, and he does have a couple of wins, but the Royals are having their struggles here right now with this losing streak. Of course, they did play Detroit and the Yankees, so it's been a tough schedule. Kansas City 7-16 right now, one of the worst records in the league. Baltimore, though, 11-12, but 2-6 as an underdog coming into this one. So two teams that kind of can't get out of their own way. Baltimore 13-10 to the over. Kansas City 8-15 to the under because the bats have been pretty weak so far for the Royals. Royals have lost 8 straight coming in. They're just 3-6 in their last 9 at home. Kansas City's actually won 6 of the last 9 meetings. Baltimore, nothing special. They've dropped 5 of their last 7 despite the win yesterday. Baltimore's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games overall. 15 of the last 20 meetings between the two teams have gone over. And remember, wouldn't have went over if it wasn't for that crazy extra inning surge between the two teams. So let's see how you have it, though, in this one. Kansas City's record is ugly, but Bubich does give them the better starter here. And Baltimore's been losing as well, so it is a bounce back. The Royals lost yesterday. They're playing a team that is not great, but Baz just puts too many guys on base too, it feels like, and the wind, I think, is blowing out. So let's see here. Right now, I want to take a look at that weather for sure, because just 13 to 16 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour during the game. Temperatures in the mid to low 70s here. Man, come on, I'm going over in this one with the Orioles and the Royals. If it blew up late, I don't expect them to have the same type of low score early on, despite what we saw yesterday in the matchup. But remember, it was Lugo pitching for the Royals, and he's pretty good there. Bradish, was not going back to yesterday's game, but Bradish hasn't been great this year, but we know he can be a capable starter. So the pitching was good yesterday. I'm going over in this one with the Orioles and the Royals. I know the Royals, that's a lot of unders for sure here, but hey, the wind's blowing out. I might be a little bit crazy here in that there, but again, Baz puts too many guys on, I think. I'm going to take the over here. Royals have only been going under because of the lack of offense. Here, maybe they can get enough done to make it go. Okay, let's see if we got the chat here in this one. Jermaine, I see Jermaine in there. Cow Dog's still steaming about that 12th inning. Larry's on the Baltimore run line there. Yeah, that was I got lucky. What can I say? I got lucky. I had the over there. But I went with the Royals in that yesterday. Okay, here we go. Let's see any more. Remember when the Royals were trash, but they could score, and now, and yeah, we're still waiting. I mean, uh, Witt off to this. Um, I don't want to say awkward start. He's hitting 287, but no power so far for these guys. Vinny P, there, they can kind of work around him because Vinny's just not getting it done. Sally, 170 here so far. Some of these batting averages are not great on the Royals, but I'm going to go over. Jimmy says the Royals over. Timmy says, remember the totals used to be 10. And Shaq takes Kansas City. Hard to back a team with that big losing streak, but they are favored. Like I said, Bubich is better. But I don't know. Baltimore won it yesterday. Let's keep it moving here, man. I kept you guys so long here. We're not even close to the finish here right now. 4 or 5 left. Okay, news in this game here. You've got the Pirates and the Rangers. Now, most of the books are going to be listing no pitchers here so far, and I don't think these two guys will be the starters. I think both teams are going to have openers. I don't have any proof of that here other than Majinski's been getting an opener, and I'm trying to remember if Rocker got one last game. But these guys are the bulk guys. I mean, these guys are going to be pitching in this game for sure for several innings, providing they don't get blowed up. But Rangers here at home, they've lost 2 in a row right now. Rocker's got a 4.25 ERA and an 0-1 record. Majinski, everybody knows I'm a big fan of this guy. Remember, he's a guy who kind of, stayed at in college a little bit, and I think he's being rewarded here right now for his patience. 1.77 ERA, 1-0 record. Pittsburgh still 13-9, playing well. Real credit to what we've seen so far from this Pittsburgh team, and the hitting starting to click here too, with the whole lineup really at the top, with O'Hearn really starting to anchor it up here. It's helped Reynolds right now. Yeah, Ozuna here, certainly a little bit of a disappointment right now, but he should be able to get it going here eventually. And let's see how you have it. Horwitz also. We talked about that game the other day. Do you remember on the show we were talking about Horwitz? Who was it against? Oh gosh, the other day, and we were like, this Horwitz is 7 for 7 against Nick Martinez, and he went 3 for 3 in that game off of Nick Martinez. 10 for 10 off of Nick Martinez. I'm a BVP guy, in case you didn't know. I believe that the ultimate test, splits, lefty, righty, it's all that, especially in a volume sport like baseball. You could have a total matchup against a guy and you could get 5 Texas leaguers. But when you go 10 for 10, you probably know what's coming. All right. Connor Griffin so far, look, he's hitting 218. He's not going to get anything wrong with him yet here. But for the Rangers here and Kamir Rocker at home, they are favored in this one. Doesn't feel like they have the pitching advantage at all here. Texas has lost 4 of their last 6 right now, and Pittsburgh's won 12 of their last 18. They are just 2-6 in their last game against last 8 against Texas, but interleague series here for sure. So Pittsburgh's gone over in 4 of their last 5 on the road. Texas has gone under in 5 straight games at home. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under when they've met here in Texas, but that's basically over a few years. Also, 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two have gone under overall over the last couple of years in this series. But let's play it from the short-term perspective, and let me know what you have here in the chat in this one. When the Pirates take on the Rangers here tonight, Texas, maybe the bullpen edge is with Texas here, and yeah, they're at home right now, and they've been on the road so long this year. This is only Texas's 3rd series at home this season. They're 3-3 at home so far, but I don't know. I like the starting pitching matchup here for Majinski right now. Even if Texas does have the better bullpen here so far this season, Texas is number 3 in the majors in bullpen ERA, but the Pirates haven't been bad. They're top uh, in the top half anyway, 3.68 ERA so far coming in to this one. Let's see what the chat has to say. Here we go. Bucks and Rangers. Going to be Cal Dog on the Pirates here. And Pirates here for Larry. Hey, you want to say hello to Jar Ash here in this one? He says a KB. Oh, you know what? You should have caught. Oh, man, we should have got to it earlier here in the KBO. All the games are just underway right now in the KBO. They've just gotten started here. The only game I really played, I'll let you know right now. Let me see. I think it might have gotten away from me already. Let me see here. I played Chunichi and Yomiuri Giants under. It was 5.5. So they're in the third inning. I don't know if you want to play along at home, but that's all I did in Asia today, to be honest, here. I haven't really uncorked right now with NPB or KBO yet, but we do have a great video series from Ron Crawford right here on the Tony Spix YouTube channel. If you could check it out before the games get underway. Ron Crawford every day gives his best KBO play right here on the Tony Spix YouTube channel. I do play Asian baseball. Just got to get the right time and energy and focus for me anyway, and usually it does take me a few weeks to get rolling over in Asia. So I'll be talking a little bit. We won't have any previews, but I want to thank Jar Ash in there. All right, Jermaine's got the under here in this one, and Timmy says Rockers minus 120. What's going on here? Brewers, Pirates. Let's see. I think that might be it from you guys in this one. I got to take the Bucks here. I mean, I can't back off from Majinski here if I'm going to be talking him up right now and how well he's done. I got the Pirates to stay in this one. And, hey, Texas is, they lost that series to Seattle, obviously, coming in. They're just a 500 team, and the Pirates are looking good. 5-4 on the road, too. So I'll take them here. They won the series against the Rays. Give me the Bucks in this one. My Padres are going into Colorado. Hey, well, watch out. Before we get too excited here, the Padres do. I don't know. Hey, look, the Dodgers. Okay, the Dodgers did crush them yesterday. Won that game 12-3. Dalton rushing 2 home runs there in that game. So he had the big day, and the Dodgers were able to get one there for sure. So they didn't get the 3-game losing streak that everybody was, that I was hoping for. I took the Rockies on the run line. But nonetheless, you've got Strandy Vasquez here going for the Padres, 2.49 ERA here, 1-0 record. Now, for the Rockies here, I do expect Brennan Bernardino to start this game as the opener here, followed by Chase Dolander. Just a little I'm just speculating. I mean, I believe Bernardino has actually started being listed here at some of the books as the starter today, and he should be the opener, but it'll be Dolander, I'm pretty sure, by the Rocky's doing the right thing here, bringing in, starting here with Bernardino, the left-hander, against the top of the Padres lineup, doing what they need to do here to give themselves the best chance. Padres favorite $1.45, total 11. Vasquez has been good so far this season. The same problems as usual. I mean, he's got a 1.29 whip in there, but he gets out of jams. That's what he does. That's why he's Strandy Vasquez. Bernardino here, sub-1 ERA, 2-0 record. Then it'll be Dolander after that. Rockies come in here 9-14 right now. Padres, one of the best teams in the league, 15-7, 9-2 as a favorite, 6-3 on the road. The Rockies are 6-4 at home so far, and they played well against the Dodgers. They just won 2 games off of them here. So Padres, sometimes have problems here in Colorado, but not quite lately. Padres have beaten them in 6 straight. Padres have won 10 of 11, 6 of their last 8 on the road. Rockies have dropped 8 of 11, but like I said, so far 6-4 at home. In fact, 6-2 in their last 8 at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Padres have gone under in 4 of 6. The Rockies have gone under in 4 of 6. Padres 3-6 to the under on the road. Rockies 9-14 to the under this season overall. The Rockies have not been favored in any game yet this season. Let's see what you have here. Let's go to the chat with my Padres taking on the Rocks here in Colorado on Tuesday night. Padres are probably the obvious side here. Their bullpen, I don't want to say they started slowly in the bullpen, but here they come. 2.91 ERA now. Probably start to take their rightful place near the top of the best ERAs. I figure they'll be right there here, tied for third in bullpen ERA. They've got the best closer in the game. I don't think I'm just talking from a Padre fan perspective. Right now, Mason Miller is so good that hitters were basically up there just guessing. When he made his last appearance on Sunday, Miller threw a pitch basically in the dirt in the left-hand batter's box, but the batter still swung because he doesn't know what's going on. None of these batters do against Miller. Once it's Miller time, it's time to crack open a cold one because you're celebrating a victory. Dollander, look, not bad. I think the Rockies have an okay pitching situation here in this matchup, but let's see how you guys have it here with the Pods on the road here. Although over's always going to be live in Coors, even if Vasquez is solid. When you put enough guys on base, it does make it a little bit tougher in Colorado to keep it under control a little bit. But Padres could get plenty of runs themselves here right now, I would think. Let's see how you have it. Here, I don't think I mind the Padres actually at $1.45. Let's go to the chat. All right, Padres to kick some butt in Denver, says Timmy Two Shoes. And there he says, it's Rockies' turn to win after they lost at the Padres. Take the Rockies. Cal Dogs on the Rockies, but James is on the Padres here. I'm on the Padres on this one. I think they've just got a pretty big advantage here in this game, and I don't think $1.45 is going to scare me off. And Shaq says, take the Padres. All right, I got to get moving here. We got to finish this up before 6 Eastern. Come on. Blue Jays and the Angels here with Patrick Corbin going against Jack Kahanowitz. Kahanowitz, $1.15 here, total 9.5 under 20, even 9 over 15 there right now. This thing looks like it's, let me see if it's on the move here or what is going on. Yeah, it's on the move lower here for sure with Corbin in there, the left-hander, going up against Kahanowitz. Kahanowitz, 3.47 ERA, 2-0 record. Patrick Corbin, same old, 4.65 ERA right now. Toronto's won 2 straight here, able to beat the Angels 5-2 yesterday to get that win for their second straight win after beating Arizona. Angels have lost 3 in a row, 2 to the Padres and then 1 to Toronto here. For the Angels, they're favored in this game. And they're 2-0 as a favorite so far this season. Toronto 2-5 as an underdog right now. Do they have an advantage with Kahanowitz over Patrick Corbin Day here? Everybody loves to go against Corbin, but the Blue Jays, maybe they found the opponent they could beat after they won the game pretty convincingly yesterday, but we know that Toronto's still having all types of problems here right now at 9-13 right now. The Angels actually have the better record coming into this one, but you know what? Toronto got to get that offense going here, and maybe it is a decent matchup for them. here right now. Yeah, with Corbin in there, you gotta worry a little bit. But can the Angels lineup really get enough going against him here? The way they've been going here, Adele still hitting 275. Trouty 7 home runs so far. Peraza 275. Soler 5 home runs here so far. Let me know what you think in the chat here in this one. You got Toronto. Yes, they've dropped 12 of their last 17, but they've beaten the Angels in 5 straight meetings. Angels have lost 5 of their last 6 at home, 4 of their last 6 overall. Toronto just 3-7, their last 10 on the road. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The Angels have gone under in 5 of their last 7 overall. Toronto's gone under in 4 of their last 6 games so far this season. Let's go to the chat for this one between the Rays and the Halos here in Anaheim. Toronto's not trustworthy, I think, at this point because of this inconsistent start, but they own the matchup. The Angels are actually here at home just 4-6 so far. And if Corbin is serviceable enough, maybe Toronto can get into that Angels bullpen right now that, let's just say here, 4.52 ERA coming in. The Blue Jays have been somewhat better in the bullpen, I believe, so far. That they, oh no, they're about the same. 4.7, actually a little bit worse so far this season. So, all right, let's see. Both teams trend under here a little bit, but Kahanowitz keeps the run damage in check despite the walks here. I mentioned his decent earned run average here, 3.47, but a 1.24 whip so far. So this one's tough, man. I think you're supposed to take Toronto here, actually. Let me see what you guys got. I like Kahanowitz. Corbin is someone, I know people fade a lot. Angels for Cal Dog, Angels and under for Larry, Angels for Shaq, Angels team total over for Timmy. Everyone thinks it's time to light old Corbin up. All right, gang, that's it for you guys in the chat. I'm going to go a little contrarian here. Give me the Blue Jays on the road over the Angels here in this one. I'm taking the Jays. All right, the White Sox going to be on the road taking on Arizona. Merrill Kelly, 3.38 ERA going up against Sean Burke here. Burke, 4.43 ERA, 0-2 record. Arizona's been hot, but hey, they lost here in the first game of their last game there against Toronto. They did win that series overall. Interestingly, the White Sox have won a couple of times here against, not this year, but let me get my notes up here actually for this one. Can't do this one off the top of my head. I know that. We got it because we got an interleague game here right now. So Arizona coming in 13-9, White Sox 8-14. They're already starting to round into form, if you know what I mean. Talking about the Chicago White Sox, 5-8 on the road this season. Arizona 8-1 or 5-1 as a favorite so far. 7-3 here at home. Almost looks cheap, doesn't it? $1.50 right now. The White Sox have had a few moments here. Anyway, they've won. They just won the series at the A's, and they scored 22 runs in the 3 games, but it was in Sacramento. They did cover all 3 games as a run line dog, and they are 10-12 as a run line dog. But Arizona's 5-1 as a run line favorite coming into this one. Arizona 13-8 to the over. White Sox 14-8 to the over so far. The total at 9 under. Well, I'm going to call it 9. It says 9 under 20. I actually see it kind of moving higher here. So probably because it should. I'm going to go over in this one. Give me the over between the White Sox and the Diamondbacks here in this one. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go with that one. Let me go to the chat. I think I'm ready to take the over here, and that's that. Plus, we're getting late on this show. Sorry to keep you guys. Hopefully, the previews are okay. You guys are sticking with me. We're up over. Oh man, we're really cooking now here with our views. So we're almost done though. One more game to go. I'm taking the over in this one between the White Sox and uh, the Diamondbacks here today. White Sox they're pitching. They just too much contact right now. You got to think with this Arizona lineup here that it is going to be a good matchup here. Just saw it a few. I think when this show started, Corby Carroll is going to be in tomorrow. He's going to be in, hitting 300 right now. So Carroll's looking great this year so far. Fernandez, Castillo, Vargas, these guys. You got to think that Arizona's in pretty good form, and the Diamondbacks bullpen pretty trustworthy here right now, especially probably in this matchup. Just a 4.32 ERA, but the White Sox 5.64 ERA. I got to go over in this one. Let's see what the chat has to say here, and it's going to be Diamondbacks for Cal Dog. And Larry's going to go under. He's booing the Sox. And that might be it from the chat here. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Timmy says parlay the Angels and the team total for Arizona over 4.5 for 230. Thank you, Timmy. One more tonight, and then night moves is over. But look who it is. It's the Dodgers and the Giants. Hey, we got the Red Sox and the Yankees. We got the Dodgers and the Giants here in this one. And, I was thinking that, oh man, I guess it was a week ago now, but I heard one one of the national sports chat hosts, and he said, boy, on Jackie Robinson Day, everybody wears number 42, and that's making it confusing for me to know which batter is making getting the runs, who's scoring, that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of 42, right? Remember the quote in the great, remember the quote, remember the quote in the movie? What did Pee Wee Reese say to Jack over at first base? Maybe one day we'll all wear 42 so they won't be able to tell us apart. I think the announcer missed it. I think the sports chat host, the sports talk host missed the point. I know you're watching out there, and you messed that one up. Or he didn't understand, or maybe he didn't see 42. Right, or maybe he just missed the point of it. He said, I couldn't tell who's scoring or who's getting the hits because they're all wearing 42. Yeah. All right, Dodgers and Yamamoto here. Told Tony, or who was it? I was talking about Yamamoto, right? We were talking about Tatsuhiro Yamai of the Astros. He's already homesick, and they asked Yamai, what's been the problem here so far in Houston? And, well, the beds are harder, the training regimen is different, the mound is different, the food is different, the travel's different. You came from Japan League, okay? It's going to be different now. I don't know if he's on the disabled list with a dead arm, as they said, or if he's homesick. Yamamoto go out there and throw 12 innings in a World Series. 2.14 ERA, 2-1 record. Landon Roop, 2.38 ERA, 3-1 record. Roop's been strong. 0.97 ERA. This is a real strong improvement from Roop. Well, we'll see this all the way, but 24 Ks so far. The Giants might have a guy here. It feels like. Let's see how long this goes, but this feels like some good numbers for Roop. And we know he's been in there, from last season too. So Yamamoto, obviously stellar here, 0.82 ERA, 21 strikeouts coming in right now. Yamamoto, pretty good here right now for the Dodgers, now $1.80. So you gotta factor in this is still a rivalry game. The Giants are not great here, 9-13, 3-7 at home. Dodgers 7-3 on the road so far, and Roop's been good, man. I mean, did Yamamoto certainly bet a little bit better? Yeah, so far he is, but Roop has been good, and this Dodger lineup, we'll see. They're back in San Francisco now, but I don't think Freddie is quite going to come back here. When Freddie's wife has a baby, you let Freddie come back when he's ready to come back. I don't believe he is scheduled to play in this game. I think they're going to wait till they get back home. But Kyle Tucker is probable here for the Dodgers, and he's been on the injured list here a little bit over the last day or two. Dodgers have injuries here. They lost their closer yesterday. No doubt about it. One of the big news of the day, Eddie Diaz, the great reliever here that came over from the Mets. You wonder if the Dodgers did their due diligence in signing Diaz. Now, usually you're not going to make a guy go through. I'm sure they did an examination, but to hear what he had there, what is it? Some bone chips? What did they say it was? I don't even know what they call it. It sounded like you basically got some things going in your arm there that aren't supposed to be there. Bone chips or something to that effect. So let's see what you guys think here in this one with the Dodgers on the road. When does Mookie come back, by the way? Isn't it time here? Let's see what you got, though, in this one with the Dodgers and the Giants here. Dodgers have won 12 of 16 coming in right now. And they've also been terrific on the road dating back to last season. They beat the Giants in 5 of the last 6 meetings. They've won 4 of the last 5 here at AT&T. Giants have lost, or whatever they call it. It's still AT&T. Giants have gone over in so far this season. Giants have gone over in, under 4-8 to the under in their last 4-8 to the under as an underdog. That's what I'm trying to say here right now. 4 of their last 5 as an underdog overall, 4-8 as an underdog for the Giants right now. So let's see what you have. Let me get off the trends here a little bit because I can't read my own writing. I should type these into AI like I just told everybody to do. It'll come out all perfect. All right, let's see what you have, though. It'll be, when the Giants are playing the Dodgers, you can throw the records out, except you can't because the Dodgers are too good. So let's see what you got here. Yamamoto strong. Dodgers continue to travel well. Yeah, the Giants have struggled at home, but $1.80 is pretty high. Does look like a pretty premium pitching matchup as I've been talking up Roop here and Oracle Park. Did you guys say Oracle Park? That's what it is called now, right? Oracle? I'm only looking at it because I'm looking at the weather. It says Oracle. I call it AT&T. I'd call it Candlestick. I don't care. So, all right, got to go with the under here in this one with the Dodgers and the Giants. Come on. Got to go with the under here. I know the Sharps are going to take San Francisco because they play numbers. That's not the right way to go, I don't think, in this one. But maybe the run line is the right call in the end if it is going to be a lower scoring game like I'm calling for. Maybe the Giants. It's not a great run line price since it is closely rated, not closely rated, but for a minus 180 and the Giants are plus 1.5 at minus 120. Well, that's not bad at all, actually. I don't mind the Giants on the run line there. All right, let's get the plays in and the night moves is over. Thanks, you guys, for spending 3 hours of sports betting talk. Man, good thing they pay me by the hour. I should just go here. Oh, I missed one there. I'm sorry, Cal Dog. I see it there. I did miss it. Let me get that. Thank you, Cal Dog. The show's not over. Okay. Larry's on the money line here with the Dodgers. In fact, I had it for some reason. No wonder. See, I know this was the last game, but for some reason I had the A's-Mariners line here after the Dodger game. I would have just quit. I would have just ended the show if you guys didn't say anything. Okay, Larry. Yeah, we're going to come up there right now. James says Dodgers never give Yamamoto any offense. Okay, and Tim, right? Oh yeah, that's where we left off, right? The rain. Um, I don't think there'll be a problem in this. There is expected to be some rain near the start of the game, possibly wind blowing out to center field, 9 to 12 miles an hour. So that is a little bit of factor. But we're in San Francisco. We know how that park is here. Timmy likes the under as well. Cal Dog's ready to go on the pick. Sorry about that, guys. I'll do it here right now. Loose bodies, right, Jermaine? Loose bodies. I know what that means. That means there's some things in there that are actually in there. They're floating around. Whether it be, I don't know about bone chip, could be like calcium deposits. I don't know what it's going to be. Over here for Cal Dog. Oracle Cal Dog said it. Chapman for an RBI here. And one more, you guys. We're not done. Don't say good show yet. Let me fix it here. I got to move this graphic. I got to move this graphic up here a little bit for this A's game. You know we can't forget about our swinging A's, right? The Las Vegas A's. I'd like to go to that series when they come out here. You know, they're playing 2 series here in June. Are the A's against the Rockies and I think the Rangers. They're going to play 6 games here in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas ballpark, and it's not a big ballpark at all. It's a very quaint little ballpark. You know, it's a minor league ballpark, but I think it's cool. They're going to play a major league game there. I want to go. I think it's going to be a tough ticket. And I don't know what they seat there. I've been there, but I went there. I haven't been there for a baseball game. I went there for a the Christmas show when you go on the field and they have like the different Christmas lights and different things you walk through. Okay, here we go. Where's it at? There we go. Thank you, guys. Jacob Lopez goes, look, Lopez should be better than 6.38 ERA. That's for sure. 1-1 record coming in a near 2 ERA right now. Lopez has had his share of issues. But Luis Castillo here, 5.4 ERA for Luis. I mean, is he going to get it going here, or does Luis have a problem? 1.80 whip coming in. These are bad numbers here. A's have won 2 of 3. Seattle's lost 2 of 3. The A's have the better record coming in right now. You might think, though, it is $1.60. It doesn't look too bad. I think it's kind of built in the fact that the Mariners are off to such a bad start, but they do have an opponent here that they usually take care of pretty well. Seattle's won 14 last 20 at home against the A's overall. A's have actually won 4 of the last 6. A's have won 9 of 13 coming in. Seattle's lost 5 of 7, but they are 9-6 at home, 6-2 at home in their last 8. A's have gone over in 6 straight, but they were playing at home, except for yesterday's game was here 6-4. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have actually gone under here between these two. So let's see, though, how you have it here on the official last game here. Thanks, you guys, for joining me here on Night Moves. Should be morning moves here at this point. All right, I'm ready for the picks in the chat, and then the show is over. Go to the chat here. A's here. That's the sharp play, says Timmy right there. Let me see that. I would never tell you guys what you guys are. I'll tell you what I think the Sharps are doing here. And I think that they're on the A's, Timmy. I think Timmy's right. I think they're on the A's here in this one. I'm going over in this one with the A's and the Mariners. I know we're in Seattle here, but look, Lopez, these are rugged numbers, and Castillo has not looked great. Yes, the A's 3-9 on the road to the under so far. Yeah, they are. They go 9-1 to the over at home, but Mariners here for Larry. And Cal Dog does not like the Vegas A's. He likes them. He wants to bring them back to Oakland, but well, they just can't do things right in Oakland. And I know, coming from San Diego, you got two cities very similar way they treat their sports teams. Oakland and San Diego. They're not big time sports towns, unfortunately, because you get people in public office who do not value the value what a professional sports franchises bring to communities. That is, um, good things. Okay, Timmy, yeah, it's gonna be warm. They're gonna be night games. Cal Dog liking the over here. That's it. That's it for night moves. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Let's get out of here. Late show, and I haven't even had dinner yet, or breakfast, or whatever. I'll just go to the. All right. That's going to do it. Thanks for joining me, everybody, here on Night Moves. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Get the latest premium picks from our crew. Use promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those daily premium packages. Thanks to everybody in the chat here as well. 3 hours on the dot. I think that's where we'll wrap it up. For the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, I'm Ramon Scott. So long from...